Yeah. Hey everyone, everyone, welcome to the episode of That's All Kayfabe with me and my buddy Gabe. We're here. We're doing it. Episode 40. If you're keeping track. Hey Gabe, what's up? How's it going?
Episode 40, man, that's crazy. I know
Mm-hmm.
the other day I was talking to Giselle about it. She's like, dude, I can't believe you're about to hit episode 40. And like, I look at my notes because I still have like a lot of my notes like from the weeks to week. And I'm just there like, oh yeah, look at that. And then I just closed my book and then we continued on with our day.
That's life, man. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's uh, they're milestones until you hit them, and then they're just like, okay, we move on. Like I don't
We
know.
move on. It's like work when you bust your ass at work and they just give you like a $5 gift card and they
Mm-hmm.
tell you, all right, get back to work.
After 10 years, they give you a little like glass block that says "Happy 10 years,"
Is
and
that
then it
what you
has your
got?
like a little those like glass blocks, and it says, "Oh, congratulations on 10 years," and it has my name, and then whenever like shit went down with that one manager, I just like quit. And it was like, oh, you've been here for 10 years, and this manager's been a manager for you just turned into one, but nah, we're gonna take his word over yours because you've only been here fucking 10, 12 years,
Fuck
whatever.
that shit, man. I know when I hit my 5 year, we worked at a grocery store together,
Mm-hmm.
and when I hit my 5 year, they gave me a little baby pin that had like a five with a star on it because Texas, haha, that's funny. Um, and I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Like I fucking guess, it is what it is. And I was like, I wish they would give me like a bonus or saying like, oh, thanks for the hard work. But then they give you like these gift cards that they load up with like $5 or I don't know. The most I ever gotten one was like $15, and then
Hmm.
I was gonna use that to buy lunch, but then that gift card fucking expired like 2 weeks before. I'm just like, man, dude, fuck this place. I'm all over it.
I remember seeing that in my like boss's desk whenever I was doing something like making signs or doing something, and in his desk he had a bunch of gift cards that like you could give, you know, like, oh hey, great job, here's this, here's that, and they were all expired, and it's like, okay, so he just never wanted to give us like kudos that he could have like easily given everyone, but they just expired, and it was like,
Um,
okay.
it's funny that you mention it because I just came back from grocery shopping too, and I was talking to an old coworker that I worked with for years and years and years, and he just recently told me they started doing Employee of the Month again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Dude, I got Employee of the Month. Like, they gave me the award like 2 weeks ago." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, man, that's badass." And then he goes, "Yeah, but the thing was, the award was from February, and I just got it 2 weeks ago." And for anyone that doesn't know, we're recording this on Labor Day weekend, and it's Sunday, the 1st of
September.
September. And I was like, "Did you get anything out of it?" He's like, "No, they just all gave me a round of applause, and they told me to go back to work." I'm like, dude, that sucks. What's the point of Employee of the Month if I'm not gonna get like a bonus or anything out of it?
Yeah, yeah, it just makes you look like a cuck. I remember getting employee of the month from where when I worked at Taco Bell, I got it there, and I think HEB or the grocery store, whatever.
Hmm.
I think I got it there too, at least once.
Man, I don't think I ever gotten like a bonus or anything like that from like my hard work or whatever. But then again, I worked at the grocery store for 7 years. That was my longest job. And then the job I work at now is like you got milestones, but for like every 5 years. So like at the 5 year mark, for the first 5 year, one of my coworkers just hit it, and they gave him like a pamphlet that had a list of things he could claim, and he would get it for free. But it was like a Bose speaker or JBL speaker, like something more on the nicer end. And
Yeah.
every 5 years, like the price was like higher and higher and higher. And I remember before I started working there, they have company picnics, and this guy he was retiring after his 40 years of working there, and they gave him a brand new paid off Ford F-150. And I'm
like The
like,
Rock and shit to one of his
dude,
relatives.
for real. And then that was like before COVID, I think. And so he ended up getting a brand new Ford F-150, and I'm like, dude, fuck yeah, that's badass. And so this other dude from this year's company picnic, he what was it, from this company picnic? He retired after 40 years, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's gonna get a truck. He's gonna get a truck." But like, no one. They just shook his hand and sent him off. And we're like, "What the fuck? That's it?" But it turned out they gave him $500 for every year that he's worked there, or like $50 for every year he's worked there. And so he got like $5,000, like after working 40 fucking years. It's like 5,000, dude. I could make that in like 4 months, or like
Yeah,
less than
yeah.
4 months. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's like a school. That's like fucking financial aid for school for 1 year.
I
If
know,
you're
man. It's
lucky.
like shit. Give me the pizza party, man. I like the pizza party more.
No, and I remember when I worked at real quick when I worked at Taco Bell, the people who own the Taco Bells, they only own them or franchise them where I was from originally in Uvalde and Austin, but not here in San Antonio.
Hmm.
For some reason, another company franchised them, but they would rent out for a company picnic the Schlitterbahn,
Yo,
and
that's badass.
yeah, so you would pick either Saturday or Sunday, and half your crew would go Saturday, and half of
Hmm.
your crew would go Sunday to the company picnic, and that was pretty cool. I remember going to that, but not riding any of their rides because I don't like rides.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was cool that they hooked us up with that there, and then I think the funny story from that is they had like karaoke and they had a kid go up and he picked a song for karaoke and he ended up picking the song Psycho by System of a Down. And
Hell yeah.
no one knew like the lyrics. So like it's just like dun 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 dun, dun, and it's like and then he's just all psycho, groupie, cocaine, crazy, and then the guy's like, "Whoa, we're gonna cut you off there,
Oh
buddy."
man.
The MC like for the karaoke, he was all, "Whoa, can't be having that at a family picnic," and he's all,
Oh man.
"Psycho, groupie, cocaine, crazy." He's
Sapo
singing it.
Goopy Cocaine Crazy, Sapo Goopy Co. Makes you high, makes you. Damn, that's a good fucking song, man. I mean,
It's just funny. Psycho, groupie, just singing along with it.
come on.
Why do you even have this as an option?
Dude, I
Uh,
know, man. That's fucking funny. That's the greatest thing I ever heard.
it's funny, but yeah, a lot of wrestling news that happened. I think
A
this
lot of wrestling stuff. It's
yeah.
like before we jump into it, the last time we recorded was before All In happened. Like we were doing
Mhm.
like our predictions, reading the card and stuff. So I'm assuming, am I just assuming that that's the first thing we're talking about?
Yeah, AEW All In. Let me bring it up here. AEW All In 2024 results. The winners, live grades, reactions, highlights from Wembley. So yeah, we're gonna talk about AEW All In 2024.
Mhm.
And yeah, I know you had purchased it and you had let me use your password, thank you much, to watch it.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
And I know I was like kind of drifting in and out of sleep watching it, but I was still watching it because I don't
Hmm.
know I remember what this was at a respectable time, right? It was like at 11, I think.
Yeah, it started at 11 or 12. I'm gonna say started at 11
Yeah.
because I remember by the time it finished, it was already nighttime at 8 p.m. No, I'm just
Was
kidding.
it?
No, no, it wasn't. I'm just joking around.
It was
I
already
think
sundown.
yeah, I think it was like about a 4 hour pay per view. So I want to say it ended like about like 3:30, 4:30, somewhere around there.
Yeah, yeah. And I know there was other stuff, like there was the 0 hour shit and there was the the countdown, the 0 hour, and then there was the after press conference. I know I didn't watch any of that. I just watched like the main pay-per-view.
With the countdown, I had it on, but like while I was doing stuff around the house because I mean it's just promoting the pay per view. It's like motherfucker, I already bought it. You already got my money. Y'all don't have to promote it. They did have a couple matches on the 0 hour, but I kind of just breezed through them because I know that's what they do too. I remember saying there was only going to be like two matches on the 0 hour, but then they added like two more matches. I want to
That's
say,
crazy. Yeah.
because for audio listeners, we're on the picture right now. It's like a what 16-man tag match that they
Yeah.
threw this in together last minute. I know that for sure.
Yeah, I don't remember this being on there at all. Like all I remember being on there was the skipping around the Willow Nightingale and Stokely Hathaway, Chris Statlander one,
Hmm.
and then the maybe the 10-man tag.
Oh, you know what? Uh oh, this is the one I saw, the 10-man tag. I didn't know there was a 16-man tag. What the hell?
Yeah, that's crazy because I didn't even know there was a 16-man tag. They had to have added that. I could have swore I knew it was a 10-man tag
Hmm.
or the other. What was the other women's match with Soraya? Wasn't that in the pre-show?
She didn't have a match. She just came out and was talking about like, oh, like I wasn't on the card, and like boo hoo hoo, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Just kind of like complaining about it, and then the greatest thing that happened the whole night, Jamie Hayter returned,
yeah,
which is awesome because we always talk about how much we miss Jamie Hayter, and we all because I think she was out for like a long time, over a year
yeah.
for sure, because
It
she
seemed
missed
like
last
it.
year's All In with an
Hmm.
injury.
Well, we could start here with the 16-man tag that nobody knew about. There was Private Party, the Dark Order, Jay Lethal, Ari Davari, Satnam Singh, Anthony Agogo versus Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billington, Kip Sabian, Rocky Romero, Top Flight Action Andrade, and Leo Rush. And the result was Billington, Sabia, Romero, Top Flight Andrade, Rush defeated Private Party, Dark Order, Lethal, Davari, Segan, Go Go. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even watch that.
Me either. I didn't watch it either. I couldn't give my opinion on it. I'm pretty sure it's just like spot after spot. Like, you
Yeah,
got to
yeah,
fill up
yeah.
the 2 hours somehow.
And then you had Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii versus Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway, which I didn't watch either. But Nightingale and Ishii defeated Statlander and Hathaway. Did you watch this?
I did watch it. The funniest thing that happened was, um, Hathaway was scared to go into the ring with Ishii. Like he didn't want to like hit him or anything or wrestle him, and Statlander hit him with an elbow, and so Ishii was rocked. And then like I think if I remember correctly, she did an Irish whip on Ishii toward Hathaway, and Hathaway gave him a fucking spine buster, and the crowd popped big time for it. And so and like Hathaway turned around, started flexing toward the camera, like, yeah, like motherfucker, I fucking did it. But then Ishii no soda got up and fucking like just beat the shit out of him. Shit was so fucking funny. But yeah, it was a okay match. It
That's
wasn't
cool.
anything too crazy.
That's cool. No, I want Chris Statlander to keep getting work. I mean, Willow Nightingale's all right, but
Hmm.
Statlander, I don't know why they like cut her show so short. Her championship run, other than I would just think it's injuries or something.
Hmm.
You know.
Hmm. Yeah, but I don't know. Like before we continue on to the next match, do you have like the information for All Out, the next pay per view?
Let me see here. All out. They haven't
The
announced a lot of things yet, right?
Okay, okay. They started to, but I just wanted to mention it because we'll eventually talk about this pay per view in a little bit, I assume. But one match they announced was Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander in a Chicago street fight.
Yeah, for it says here for the CMLL Women's Championship. And again, I don't know why they need to put these gimmicks like unless like she's hurt. Statlander. You
Mhm,
know what I mean? Why does it?
mhm.
Why can't it just be a regular match?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's was she hurt. I don't think she was hurt because she did pretty good in this match. Like she looked fine.
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
know. I just feel like there's something wrong with her if they keep putting her in like weird gimmick matches. Unless I don't know, because I feel like she's a star athlete. I don't know why she isn't getting like any chances with the belt, or
mhm.
she lost it once and then she just dropped back down all the way down.
Yeah, like my biggest gripe about it, it's like they made it such a big thing when Statlander turned on Nightingale, but it's like whatever encounters you have with them, you either put it on the lowest rated show or you put it on like the 0 hour of y'all's pay per view. And it's like a lot of people aren't tuning in for like 0 hour, and it's like you do like both of these women kick ass. Like you should put them on your main show, and it's like they'll definitely steal the show like no matter what they do because they're both very talented. But I guess better late than never. Like they're gonna have their going out, no pun intended, at All Out. Um, so hopefully that's a match I'm looking forward to on the next pay per view. But it just sucks that I feel like Statlander and Nightingale have been in like the shit end of the stick lately.
No, absolutely, because dude, Statlander's the one who beat fucking Jade Cargill, like dethroned her. Fucking Willow Nightingale's the one who beat Mercedes Monet before she even came in,
Mm-hmm.
to the
Mm-hmm.
to AEW. So like, why are they all the way at the bottom? Why are like it doesn't make sense to me that
I
these
know,
two
man. I
yeah.
know, but we could just only hope for the best.
It's a shame. Whatever. And then you have a 10-man tag team match on 0 hour. Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, Katsuyori Shibata, Katsuyori Shibata, and Ross and Marshall Von Erich versus Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Tau Lenoa, Bishop Khan, and Brian Cage. And yeah, I think I saw this one. I just saw the end of it where everybody just gave each other the Iron Claw, and
Hell yeah.
Rhodes, yeah, Rhodes, Guevara, the Von Erichs, Shibata defeated Cage of Agony and the Undisputed Kingdom.
Hell yeah, man. I love that. I love that Kevin Von Erich came out like with his boys and he was already like barefoot, and he had like the shoes and like in his like tucked away between his like waistline.
Mhm.
Like an old school grandpa, like if he's ready to fucking beat some ass, like if someone misbehaves. It should look so funny, and then him to like go into the ring like with his boys and like everyone just doing the Iron Claw and everybody. Like I thought that was pretty great. And then I think it was Matt Taven that was just selling the shit out of Kevin Von Erich's claw. And
Uh-huh.
like he made it seem like he actually fucking died. Like he was just on the floor, collapsed. And like everyone else already rolled up, but he was just like still laying on the floor, like if he like convulsing and everything. It was like one of the funniest things I've seen.
No, it wasn't that bad. It was all
Yeah.
right. Yeah, for a 0 hour match. Let's see here. And then oh yeah, Soraya comes out and starts talking all this shit with her family, saying she didn't have a match. Then the whole crowd was booing her, and it was her own crowd, the London crowd, right?
Uh-huh. Yes,
And then
sir.
yeah, Jamie Heater comes out and she beats everyone up. And yeah, it was pretty good. This was pretty cool seeing this.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I'm glad she's back, man. This is what the women's division needs, man. It's like more beautiful
Ass.
women beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, no, she's hot. Jamie Heater's hot. I'm glad she's
Hmm.
back. She's pretty good. Is she British?
I want to say Australian. Let me look it up. I'll look it up while we can talk about the next match.
Let's see. All right.
Let's
The next match, London ladder match for the AEW World Trios Championship. You had House of Black versus Claudio Castagnoli, Pac and Wheeler Yuta versus the Bang Bang Gang versus the Patriarchy. Um, so this wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was. I was very surprised that um the team of you know the BCC and Pac ended up winning because I thought it was going to be House of Black that was going to win instead. Well, I think that was my pick, or Christian, the patriarchy. I thought they
Hmm.
were going to be the ones to win as well, but for the most part, this match was pretty. It was a good ladder match. Like nothing too crazy happened from what I remembered, or nothing bad to where I was like, oh my god, like they're fucking hurt. Like none of those moments, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Like I've noticed the belts were hanging like real low. It seems like they had low ladders. They didn't really have that high ladders, but
Hmm.
the belts were hanging pretty low to where you can grab like a regular size ladder there, and people were tall enough to reach the belt, so it's pretty safe.
Yeah, I was
And
like, whew. I was like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
okay with this. It's good.
and I don't even think Pac really fits in well with Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. It's just kind of a weird combination. It's not bad.
Honest,
It's just it doesn't make sense to me.
I think what was supposed to happen, and I saw like reports about it and stuff, but like this is just my speculation, was he was supposed to be teamed up with the Lucha Bros because they
Mm,
have like Death Triangle, but like Lucha Bros might be heading toward WWE, so they threw him in a tag team instead with Claudio
Claudio,
and Wheeler Yuta. So I think that's why they ended up winning because probably the Lucha Bros were booked to win.
that's funny. That's
Uh,
oh, that makes sense. That they change everything last minute, but oh
what
well.
was your opinion about the match? Did you enjoy it? Because I know we had talked about it, but I sent you a picture of like Meltzer ratings, but it turned out those were fake. Because I was like, man, why the fuck did he rate these like so like whatever? But I have the actual star ratings if you want to hear what he gave this ladder match.
Yeah, what do you
Well,
give it if you know exactly actually what it is?
well, first, what would you rate it out of 5? I think I
Out
would
of
meet it in the middle, maybe like a 3.
Yeah, I'd say a 3. I don't think it was anything special.
He gave it a 4.5-star rating.
Well, that's pretty much 5 stars, right?
Yeah, I guess so if it was in the Tokyo Dome.
Jesus Christ! No, this was not a 4.5 star match. I'd say
Nah, no.
maybe at the most 3 if you wanted to like be
I,
gracious on a curve.
I think so too, but I'm not saying that in like a negative way either. Like the match was good.
No, yeah, yeah. For what it was good, and it had a lot of high spots. Everyone was safe. That's my criteria. But I wouldn't give it 4.5 stars. No, not more than like a Kurt Angle match or whatever. You want to fucking start going like that.
Oh man, dude, yeah, this shit's fucking ridiculous.
No. Uh, Next was AEW Women's World Championship. Timeless Tony Storm versus Mariah May, and if I remember my opinion correctly, yeah, it says A+ here. I would say this was match of the night to me.
I want to say it was one of my matches of the night.
Yeah.
Probably not my match of the night, but man, this match kicked ass.
My whole idea was like this was like ass versus titties match because Tony Storm has like no chest, but like a big old butt, and Mariah May has no butt, but like a big old chest just sticking out. So
Dude,
it's like,
it was
but
dude, Mariah May is so fucking fine, bro. She's so nice.
yeah, no, they're both very they complement each other well, and I don't know. I think the match was good. It told a good story,
Hmm.
and everybody popped, and I think the right person won. So yeah, I feel like this was my match of the night. As far as like, I don't know, just it being like, I would give this one five stars,
What? Stars.
5 stars.
The one thing that threw me off about this match was when Mariah May slapped that lady in the crowd, and I was just thinking, who the fuck is that? Like, I never seen her before, and that was her own mom. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
they
oh,
mentioned it before, like, because they show her at the beginning and say, "Oh, that's her mother," and then later on she slaps her, and I was like, I mean, I'm cool with that because I don't like my own mom, but I didn't really get the whole like context. Okay, I guess she's such a terrible person she'd slap her own mom or whatever, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, it was very odd. I was like, oh, that's cool. Whatever works best for her. But besides that, the match kicked ass. They both did really good, especially I felt like they had a lot of time given to like tell a proper story. I feel like this is one of the main matches that had a proper story or like had a good build up leading into the match to where the match delivered as well.
Hmm.
And I agree with you as well. The right person won.
Yeah,
I would give
100%.
it. I think I would give it like 4.5 because I don't want to do like the fucking quarter shit. Like 4.5 or maybe like 4 because it's like it was one of the better matches of the night. But according to Meltzer, it was 3.75
What the
stars.
fuck? Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? They say that triple trio tag match was better than this match? Fuck him, man. Like,
Yeah, dude. I was very surprised about that too. I was like, dude, this match was not better than that one. I mean,
yeah,
that match wasn't better than this one. I'm sorry.
no, this was like to me match of the night, but that's just like my opinion.
Hmm.
As far as like story told and the people telling it and the person winning, you know, but I don't know. That's just that's what he wants to think. Whatever.
Yeah, I
He's
don't
a
know,
crazy
man.
man.
I'd rather take your opinion over Meltzer's any day, man.
I think we were watching the same show. I think so. Uh, let's see. But yeah, that happened. Next was the FTW Championship, Hook versus Chris Jericho, and yeah, Hook defeats Chris Jericho to win the FTW title.
I don't remember anything from this match except for Taz.
Yeah, I just remember Taz being like, "Ah, enough's enough," and he goes and gives the Taz mission to like one of the guys, and
The
uh,
Kata Hajime!
is that what it's called?
I think so. I think that's how Joey Styles says it. Kata Hajime!
And then yeah, Hook gave it to Jericho and he won. And yeah, I mean that's cool. I remember Hook taking off his eye patch, like, oh my god, his eye's not actually hurt. He's been faking it, or whatever, you
I
know.
know. I thought that was kind of a weird spot to be doing that. It's like you should have done it at the beginning of the match to fucking throw Jericho off, right?
Yeah, it was weird to. He poked him in the eye. He's only got one eye now. No, he's got two eyes. The other eye's not hurt.
Wait a minute. He still
It's
has
all
one eye
fake.
then. Just poke him real quick.
But yeah, it was not really anything this match other than it just being another match, you know.
It's probably like lower on the card, maybe like 2 stars from me.
Yeah, I'm about the same. I didn't see anything special about it. Yeah, maybe like 2 stars if I had to give it
Uh
stars.
Meltzer gave it 3 stars. I was like, yeah, whatever. It's like I'm not gonna complain about that one. It is what it is.
3 stars. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, man, at this point, it's like I'm just tired of Jericho. Like, I don't think anything he does could like get a pop out of me anymore.
No, no, he's I don't know. He's just trying to latch on to whoever's popular, and he really latched on to this thing where it was like, oh, I got my own belt now, and it's like I don't know. It's like any belt. I don't know. There's so many belts in AEW. They just don't matter. But he was trying to make this one matter, kind of like Christian was making the TBS or the TND championship really matter and really mean something. You know.
Yeah, no, I'm just I can't get behind Chris Jericho anymore. I think it's something like this feud has been lingering on for too long. And it's like the right person won, Hook won, but the thing is, they're still fucking feuding. Like they're still fucking feuding, and I think
Mhm.
now Roderick Strong is getting pulled into like the whole mix. I'm like, no, dude, not Roderick Strong. Like that's the last person I wanted there too.
What do you think of Fozzy performing at the beginning?
I don't know. It wasn't burn me out. never enough. It's never enough. It wasn't that song, so I don't give a fuck.
No, it wasn't bad.
What song was it? Do you remember?
No, I have no idea. I have no idea what song it was.
I
I
don't know, man.
I
But I
only know
guess
Enemy. That's my favorite song.
oh,
Enemy.
Enemy is a pretty
Yeah,
good one. I just
yeah,
couldn't stop laughing because Chris Jericho just comes out. Hi guys, I'm the lunatic tree.
yeah, yeah.
It's like I fucking guess that people are gonna be all into it, man. People still eat that shit up. I mean, I'm over it.
Let's see here. Next was a three-way dance for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. It was the FTR versus the Young Bucks versus the Acclaimed. Um, what did you think of this match?
I thought it was okay. I'm just tired of the Young Bucks. It's like, it's like I'm tired of the Young Bucks that claim are kind of like falling down in their stock, and FTR, like FTR is always feuding with the Young Bucks. It's like I would have wanted FTR to win, to be honest with you, because they're fucking awesome. They put on banger matches. Um, like match wise, it was pretty okay. I really popped when, or that sounds stupid. I really liked when like each team was helping each other out, like doing each other's like finishers.
Mhm.
So it's like one of the Young Bucks and one of the Acclaim did like the V trigger to FTR. They Another team did the Shadow Machine. The other one did like the elbow drop from the top rope. Like that was pretty cool. And as much as I shit on the Young Bucks, the one thing I really do enjoy about them is like when they start like kicking things into gear, like it starts like oh shit, like it starts really like picking up. Um, Another thing I did like was their outfits because they look like the yellow. What is it? Yellow Submarine. Like their
Oh
outfits.
yeah, the Beatles.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I was like, that's pretty rad, and they look like it too. But they still look like assholes, like with their mustaches and stuff. But it's like it actually fits them pretty well with those outfits. It was pretty alright. I think I'll say like three. I give it a 3 out of 5.
The match, yeah, the match itself I liked, but it was just the ending where I was like, okay, yeah, that's the Young Bucks putting themselves over. They couldn't give the belt to anyone else. They had to let themselves win. I
I
was like,
agree.
that's where I was like, well, this is where I compare it to like the Tony Storm one where I remember we talked about it like, oh, who should win and who we think is gonna win.
Hmm
And this one is like, I feel like they should have given it to either FTR or the Acclaimed. I mean, not really the Acclaimed because the Acclaimed are just like being really hated at this point. Unless they went heel, and then they could maybe be better. But the Young Bucks ended up winning. It's like, did we really need the Young Bucks to win again? Like,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
agree with you too. Another thing that I did enjoy about this match too was that what I don't know if they're still called the same team. Grizzled Young Veterans ended up debuting too, and they were
mhm.
a tag team amongst like the NXT UK division, and then it came over to NXT when it was NXT 2.0, but they got like this whole gimmick change. Really fucking weird, but they always kicked ass and stuff. So it's kind of good to see them on on the other show. Excuse me. But it just sucks because I feel like they didn't get like a big pop or anything like when they debuted.
Mhm.
But it is what it is. Hopefully they do something good with them.
No, yeah, I'm just like whatever with this. Like I said, this match was just another Young Bucks match. Put themselves over. Uh, I'd give it, yeah, I guess maybe like 3 stars if I had to, because I was still a good match, but it was like I don't think the right person won. You know.
So for this match, what do you think Meltzer rated it?
Yeah, they're giving it 5 stars.
No, well, surprisingly, no, he did not.
Oh,
It was 4.25.
really? So it wasn't
Yeah,
even. Wow, there was a better match than this one.
I know. I was very surprised that it got that low of a stars because I mean it's a Young Bucks. He's fucking hard rock or rock hard. Oh my god, I'm autistic. He's rock hard for the Young Bucks.
Well, that was that match. I don't know. Whatever. Wrong people won. Then we had the Casino Gauntlet match, which yeah, it was kind of like what every minute or something, another person would come out to face one person, and the ring would get loaded up with people, sort of like a Royal Rumble, but whoever pinned the first person first won or some
Hmm.
shit.
Which
And
kind of defeats the purpose of like, having all those entries. Because what if someone's about to come in, and then someone already pinned a guy, and like, they can't come out anymore because the match is fucking over.
yeah, yeah, they didn't set that rules. It was like a what was it? Like a they didn't set it to where it's like, oh, everyone has to come out and then the match has officially started. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's like, oh, whoever pins the first person to pin someone wins the match and gets the chance. You know?
Yeah, yeah. Um, a couple of highlights I do remember. Ricochet debuted during this match, which is awesome, and fucking Nigel McGuinness also came back. I thought that threw me for a fucking loop. Like that was pretty awesome. That was a good moment. And I was just worried because like people have been retired for a long time. You're scared like, oh, they might hurt themselves or stuff. He looked like a fucking natural in the ring, and he was selling his fucking ass off too. He was doing a badass job. I really liked when Orange Cassidy came out. I think he had like the Mr. Bean entrance. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know the reference till I saw the side by side to it, and I was like, "That's pretty funny. That's
Oh, it's
pretty funny."
funny, and I couldn't stop laughing because how he has like the one firework that goes off, and you can
Yeah,
just see it going all the way up, like just shooting all the way past up Wembley Stadium. But it was like going forever, like into fucking space. That shit was
no,
funny.
yeah,
Uh,
I didn't. I don't know. Like the highlight to me, yeah, was obviously Ricochet debuting and with his own name too. I was surprised. I thought it'd
oh
be
no,
under
yeah.
like Adams McKee and or whatever his real name is. You
Well,
know,
Ricochet,
yeah, Ricochet.
Tripochet.
But no, that was the highlight for me seeing Ricochet there, and I thought
Hmm.
that was pretty cool. But then the whole plot that he didn't even win his debut, I was like, what's the fucking point?
I don't know. I'm kind of happy he didn't win because I felt like that would have been too obvious. Because it's like, oh, like he's coming in, he's already getting like a world heavyweight championship match. Like, who is this Mercedes Monet? Like, what's going on here?
But they do that. He does that all the time for everyone else. Like did that with Mercedes, did that with Okada. Like
Hmm.
come on, like I don't know. Here's the one person we kind of like think deserves a
Hmm.
fucking chance at a title, and he doesn't even get the chance. Like what?
I would probably give this like 4 stars. It was enjoyable. I didn't really have anything negative to say about it.
Yeah, I'd say the same. 4 stars.
4.5. He gave this 4.5 stars.
Okay, okay. I mean yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I can't complain about that one. It is what it is.
Yeah, and Christian Cage won, so I guess that's cool. I mean, I don't have
Hmm.
anything against. I mean, it was kind of like shitty. Like I said, I wanted Ricochet to win because he was debuting, but
Hmm.
uh, Christian Cage winning, I don't have any issues with that. It's not Orange Cassidy, so whatever.
Yeah. Close one.
And yeah, with the whole McGinnis thing, I didn't even was he from TNA like back in the day, or where was he big?
Ring of Honor.
Oh, okay.
He was big in Ring of Honor. Him and Danielson had a bunch of kick-ass matches in Ring of Honor. Um, Obviously he's from the UK, so like that British wrestling style is like big for him. A bunch of submission base, a bunch of graps. What
Hmm.
else? What else? What else? But he had like a very weird haircut. Like it was just like spiked up, like an eraser. It was just like a flat top, kind of like is it Guile from Street Fighter?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that a little bit. But man, he kicked ass. Like he was a very very good performer. And I think he just had I don't want to say what his injuries were because I don't know what they were, but it kind of like forced him to retire from professional wrestling. But then he came back because I guess like other doctors cleared him like, oh no, like you could do it.
Yeah, just get a second opinion. Fuck it. Get those AEW doctors.
Fuck
Yeah.
them.
You want to wrestle? Yeah, okay, go ahead. Sure. Next was the AEW American Championship. Will Ospreay versus MJF, and this one, I mean, I kind of like fell asleep for. I know it was a good match,
Oh man, it was a good match. Yeah.
but Osprey ended up winning. I know that, so
hmm
that's cool. I mean, I guess I don't know. What do you think?
Fucking. It was cool. The one thing that really stuck out to me was, well, two things, three. I don't know. Maybe I'll bunch it up together. I don't know. I'm fucking dumb. The first thing was their entrances because Osprey came out to like the Assassin's Creed entrance. I don't know.
That
Did you
was
see that?
cool. That
That
was
was pretty
cool. I did
rad.
see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
His,
cool.
his fucking getup was all badass. I really liked his getup as well. I like the MJF's entrance because it kind of reminded me of like Apollo Creed from Rocky. But I think like his gear was also like resemblance or like a dedication to Lex Luger because Lex Luger had like the same type of tights. And so
hmm
that was a shout out to Lex Luger. I thought that was really fucking cool. The match, it really did kick ass. Like the whole story behind it was that he didn't want to use like the Tiger Driver like to finish him off or whatever stuff like that. But the whole time, like they're kicking each other's ass. Like it was really fucking good, very hard hitting. That ref bump though, like that ref took a fucking elbow to the face. I don't know if you remember seeing that.
No, I don't remember seeing it.
So MJF was on the outside of the ring, like knocked loopy, whatever, and Osprey. So Osprey was at one corner of the ring, but on the apron, and he was gonna do the hidden blade where he swings his elbow. He runs and swings, but Osprey moves out the way, and he just fucking clocks the cameraman. Like obviously, it was someone who was supposed to take that bump, but man, he clocked the fucking shit out of him. I was like, oh my god, like that guy's fucking dead. And also, the last thing I popped big for was that Daniel Garcia came back. So caused MJF the match, and then Osprey ended up winning the championship back. So now it's back to the international championship. They found it from the trash can, give it back to Osprey.
There goes that other belt that was just created just for a little bit.
Yeah, it's like that's my gripe about it. It's like, man, y'all spent so much money on this belt, and then just for y'all to toss it like just one and done. Like, did he
hmm
just bring this belt in like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, that's why I thought he was gonna like retain.
Uh huh. But overall, this is probably like one of my higher rated matches. I give it like 4.5 probably. Because it was a badass match. Like Osprey matches are always fucking good. I sound like Meltzer.
I'll say I remember from bits and pieces it was good. I feel like I can't judge until I like would rewatch it or something. But yeah, I know MJF and he puts on good matches. Osprey seems to put on good matches. So
hmm
I don't know what did Meltzer did he give it 5 stars?
He absolutely did. He gave it 5 stars on the dot.
I'm surprised he didn't give it more.
Oh man, there is another match I got more.
Really? Okay, well we'll continue here. But yeah, no, it was good. I did like the Assassin's Creed entrance. I remember that. That was pretty badass.
That was badass. And there's something about Osprey's theme song that kind of gets me pumped. I like the beginning of it. And I'm just like, oh fuck! Ah!
This next match here, for the TBS Championship, Britt Baker versus Mercedes Monet, and they gave it a B plus here. I don't even know about that. I mean,
That's generous.
yeah, this match, if I remember seeing it correctly, was not good, and
It
it
was
was
it was not good at all. Like I'm trying to remember what I did at this time. I went to go pick up my brother, and because we were gonna hang out, and I was just thinking to myself, like, oh man, I'm gonna miss this match. Like, I really want to see it. And I think I saw half of the match. And I was thinking to myself, well, I'm glad I only saw half of that match because I'm pretty sure the rest of that first half fucking sucked because this match sucked too.
Oh wait, hold on. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, but
You remember? No, I don't even remember. You're just saying.
oh no, I was talking about that with this match. I went to go pick up my brother because we were supposed to hang out.
Mhm.
I brought him home, and it was already like halfway through the match. And I was like, well, it's a good thing I only saw half of that match because I'm pretty sure this full match fucking sucked.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because man, it
remember
was
it
just
not being
something.
good.
It was just boring. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I saw everyone posting shit about it. How like Monet had to do the most of the work, and to me, even like that is like, man, I don't know. Even I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Mercedes Monet,
Oh,
especially
man.
here. You
Hmm.
know, and then yeah, like she beat Britt Baker. Like, okay, what's the point of all that hype and build up if Britt Baker's just gonna lose?
Yeah, like I kept on seeing clips about this as well that she kept sandbagging. I don't
Yeah.
know. You saw that as well? Okay, that she kept sandbagging, and I was thinking of that too, and I was like, man, she like Mercedes is really struggling with those suplexes. Like that looks, it just looked unnatural, you know. It's
Mhm.
like they're both professionals; they could do it. But there's something like with Britt Baker matches lately. Like I feel like I'm just seeing the same things like over and over again. Like I keep on seeing like a sling blade. I keep seeing like the stomp or like, but I feel like when she does it, she doesn't do it in like a natural way. It's like she's doing it because she's trying it. Like she hasn't practiced it before. That's what I feel
Mhm.
like I'm watching. But it was that I hate Monet's finisher. It just looks unnatural. It's like just stick with the bank statement. It's like that was a good submission finisher. Just do that, and then I still hate her fucking theme song. It's like I hate it, dude. I hate it, man. What would you personally rate this?
I would, and I'm being gracious. I'd say 2 stars.
I agree with you as well. I would
Yeah,
say 2 stars as well.
and that's me like just enjoying the eye candy. You know, like
Yeah.
that's me being gracious. This match was probably like, and there's a lot of matches on the card. This is probably like the worst match considering the hype it had behind it
Hmm.
and who was going in. So yeah, I would call it like the worst match. 2 stars. About
I agree with you as well. I thought this was the worst match of the night. According to these ratings, Meltzer thought the same thing because he gave this. He was a little bit more generous. He gave it 2.5. Yeah, but it's like this was my worst match of the night. It's like I didn't really care too much about this one.
dang, I don't know how he's gonna be able to face Mercedes when they talk again or whatever at some sort of press event.
Oh yeah, I know. So get the fuck out of here. But that's
I know what
Monet
you
saying it.
mean. No, yeah, I wasn't really into that.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, there was this match, the coffin match for the TBS Championship, Darby Allin versus Jack Perry. What do you think of this match?
It was short. It was a
Hmm.
very short match, and it's like they did what a table spot. I think right away they went to like a bag of glass, like as soon as the match started, and they did that, and then Perry got like front flipped into it, and then I was just kind of like thrown for a loop where it's like that didn't make me wince or anything, but it's like there was no like build up to it. It's like they just went straight to it. So this match was only like 10 minutes long, but then I read reports that supposedly that match was cut short because they didn't want to pass the curfew time that London has. Because I think how like there's like a city ordinance for like like noise
Uh-huh.
levels and stuff. I think over there it's like 10 o'clock, where compared to like over here it's like 11.
It's such a odd match to cut. Like you would think they would have cut. Well, I'd say you'd think they would have cut the Mercedes Monet match, but that's Mercedes Monet, so you're not gonna
Mm-hmm.
fucking even argue with that shit. Uh, but
You could have
yeah,
taken
this
out like Jericho and Hook. You could have taken out that match. That didn't need to be there.
you could take it out any match, any of those, any of those other matches at the beginning. I don't know. Like I just this didn't feel all that exciting and then Sting was maybe like the coolest part of it, seeing him again or whatever, even though he just like left. But it was like, dude, where were you earlier? Like it was a no holds bar. Like you wait till he loses to come out and help him. Like what the fuck was that?
I know it's. I wasn't really excited when Sting came out because it was like a lot of speculation. But I'm just like, oh, whatever. It is what it is. It's like, but I feel like just the last pay per view, no, or like not that long ago, he just retired.
Hmm.
It's like if he retired like a few years ago and then came back, I think I would have popped bigger. But man, Sting looked great though. Like he
Yeah.
looked like he hasn't aged at all. Well, then it's like excuse me, it's the makeup. Like I understand, but it's like, dude, like when I see Sting, that's who I see. That's what I see.
Hmm.
Like he just looks badass. He always looks badass.
No, it was. I'd say I'd give it like 3 stars, maybe.
I agree. I put the same thing. Meltzer was kind of close as well. He gave it 2 and 3/4.
Really, he rated it a
Mm-hmm.
little bit lower.
A
Wow,
little bit lower. Mm-hmm.
wow, huh? That's crazy though that this was the match that got cut like for time. Like
Yeah,
one
yeah,
of the ones that had the most gimmicks to it.
yeah, yeah.
And here we have the AEW World Championship: Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland. Uh, was this the last match on here? Yeah.
Yeah, that is the last match.
Okay.
This was the main event.
What did you think of it?
I thought it fucking kicked ass. I thought this match was really. This is my match of the night here. Maybe it's a personal bias because I love Danielson, but it's cool seeing Strickland getting that main event spot in such like a big stadium. It felt like a big fight feel to it, and it was just like a good wrestling match. It was badass. It was very dramatic when he was telling his family "I love you" and like selling the kicks. I was like getting all into it. Me and Richard getting into it. He no sold the fucking running knee. I don't know if you
Oh
remember that.
yeah,
He just like
whenever
kind of
he got knocked into the corner and then he like didn't sell it. Yeah.
yeah, he just like brushed it off and he did the fucking house call. That shit was fucking cool. Um, I was very surprised Danielson won this one because I legit thought he was going to lose and like it was gonna retire. But man, dude, like that crowd fucking popped when Danielson won.
That's where I'm like not in agreement with it. I don't think Brian Danielson should have won just because I'm on the side of okay, was Swerve was champion for how long?
He was. I looked it up too. He was champion since April, April, May, June, July. So like about 4 months. He was
That's
champion for
nothing.
about 4 months. Yeah, yeah, but I don't think anybody in the company has had like a long run with the championship belt, right? Like probably no more than like 6 or 7 months. Maybe
Maybe.
Moxley. I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of pushing it, but nah, I thought this was my match of the night. I really enjoyed this match.
No, it was a good match, and like you said, it had like I don't know, it was just a great competition between the two. I just feel like, oh yeah, when Brian Danielson won, I was like, what? And I was like,
Hmm.
I don't know, that's just them. Like, I think Swerve should have stayed the champion longer,
Hmm.
and I don't know if he's gonna win it back or if he's just gonna get buried all the way down, like they do with the other people when they lose. But
Hmm.
it just kind of made me sad because I think Swerve Strickland is a good champion, was a good champion,
Hmm.
and I don't know, why they didn't keep it on him longer, even though it sounds like a long time.
Yeah.
Him being champion, I feel like he should have won this one. And yeah, Danielson, a lot of people didn't want him to lose and stop his career, or they wanted to pop that big, but I feel like he should have lost. That's just me.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that did happen in the match was I don't know if you remember, but Adam Page came out and started a ruckus for a little bit. Did you remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. He looked all drunk and shit.
Yeah, it's like he's ready to talk about politics, why you don't support Trump and stuff, like beat the shit out of you. What do you mean you don't like Tom McDonald? But he was there, like being the shadow security, and it distracted Swerve in the match. I don't think it was toward the end that made him lose the match, but it was like kind of like a big distraction.
Hmm.
So after this match, spoilers, um, Adam Page and Swerve confronted each other. So now they're gonna have a match against each other at the next pay per view, which is gonna be All Out, and I believe it's gonna be a steel cage match. But
Mm.
it's kind of like I understand like the motivations for Adam Page and like why he despises Swerve, and it's like I totally see it, but I just think the order of events in which these things are happening are kind of out of place. Where they had that fucking Texas death match, like that should have been a blow off match. That should have been the final match out of like their trilogy, whatever they have. Maybe like a one on one, then a Texas death match. But I think their first match, no, they had a regular match against each other, and then their second match was a Texas death match. So, by all means, I would think that should have been it, you know? Or they could have had a steel cage match for the championship. Swerve would have won, and then, he moved on to Danielson. But now it's like you're hopping from Adam Page to Danielson, then back to Page. Like it kind of just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. That's my
Hmm.
gripe with it.
I don't know. Of course, I didn't want. No one wanted to see Danielson retire, and they wanted to see him win big,
Hmm.
especially with how over he was there. But I feel like Swerve should have won. I don't know. But I give it 4 stars. The match.
I'll give it a 4.5. This is obviously my match of the night. It's like, I have little gripes with it here and there, but it's nothing like too crazy. Um, it was nothing like too crazy or anything like that. But it was very enjoyable. But with Meltzer, he gave it 5.25.
I mean, I could see that. I just wish Swerve had won. That's just me. Like, I didn't feel like the right person won. But then
Hmm.
again, I'm not booking this the way maybe they have like plans for it later on. But that's just me. I wanted to see Swerve longer with the belt.
I agree too. It's like he's a badass champion. He's a badass performer. But I mean, who knows? Maybe something else would come out of it in the end.
Yeah, but that was AEW All In. Um, I don't know. What did they give it here? Overall grade an A. I mean, yeah, it was pretty good. All In was pretty good.
Yeah, usually I find something else to complain about, but I think it was okay.
Yeah. No, I think it was, you know, I mean, I didn't pay for it, but I think it was, it gave its people money. It wasn't too long or anything.
hmm Yeah, it's like I think he gave people their money's worth, especially for like the amount of time that it was. I mean, I thought I got my money's worth because most of the times if I was to buy the stuff, it's like it's really like hit or miss.
Yeah.
But it was a good
No.
one. This was a hit.
And yeah, like moving on to the next pay-per-view, they were already announcing AEW All Out, and that's already coming up, right?
Dude, it's the note I have here is that it's 2 weeks after All In.
Yeah, I think I saw September 7th. Let me
Yes, it's gonna
see.
be as the day of recording this. We're recording this on the 1st. It's happening on September 7th, which is this upcoming Saturday, I believe.
That's crazy that they only have a 2 week gap between pay-per-views. And here I have some of the matches that are taking place. Let me see
Hmm.
here. We have, okay, so it's taking place. All Out has been a staple. Blah blah. All Out returns to
Oh,
the
in
Now
Chicago.
Arena in Chicago.
Yes.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
I don't know what the lyrics say.
So one of the matches, Bryan Danielson versus Jack Perry for the AEW Championship.
Sure. Danielson's gonna win it. Jack Perry ain't gonna win that shit.
He better not. I'm fucking lose my mind if Jack Perry's the one that retires him and has two belts. That's pretty
Oh
ridiculous.
man, dude. I don't know, dude. I can't. It's like you make your champion, one of the most beloved people in wrestling, and the first feud you're gonna have him in as champion is against Jack Perry.
Yeah, I
Mm.
don't get that. Like,
Mm.
why not have a rematch with Swerve? I
I
don't know.
know, man. Like that's the whole like booking decision where I'm just like confused about it.
hmm Next year we have Will Ospreay versus Pac for the AEW International Championship.
That's gonna kick ass. That's gonna be a good match.
I'm actually not. I'm not looking forward to that because that Pac is. He reminds me of such a short, tall dude. He's like he, but he can wrestle. He can wrestle pretty badass. You know what I mean? So
Oh, hell yeah! Be careful, he can hear you.
yeah, that's why I say he's and not something I'm looking forward to. But that sounds pretty cool. Will Ospreay versus Pac for the international belt. I'm not
Hmm.
against that one.
Nah, me either. That's gonna kick ass.
Yeah, like you said earlier, Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Page in a steel cage match.
Hmm.
Um,
That I mean, every time they fight each other, it's always gonna be like super dramatic. It's like, it's man, dude. I look at this card. It's like, man, this should have been the one I fucking spent money on.
but the steel cage, like, it's not even like the old school steel cage where you climb in and you win, right? Or is it where you have to go to the door and they open it and you walk out or something?
I think so. I don't know if it's this one or you just win by pinfall or submission.
Yeah, and that's just to like keep the people inside of it. I don't know, or to keep
Hmm.
people out of it.
The only reason I would watch this match is if Gangrel comes back through the ring.
That was pretty tight.
Hell yeah, dude. I love
Yeah.
Gangrel.
Well, and then the fact that like Christian has like a Money in the Bank contract, so he can jump into a match at any time, right?
Yeah. Hmm. You're
Uh,
absolutely right.
and then there's Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander in a Chicago street fight for the CMLL Women's Championship.
That was gonna be
Um,
badass too.
See, I don't know why they keep like. Why does there need to be gimmick on this? I feel like something's wrong with Chris Statlander. I don't like it. Like if she's, I know she's had, and I don't mean wrong with her in the case of like you know something wrong with her. I just feel like she's injured because she has had like what double knee surgery or something. She's got those two Stone Cold knee braces on.
Yeah, you're right. And then, oh man, I didn't know she had that type of injury.
I'm pretty sure she did. She was out for a while before she
Hmm.
came back and beat Jade Cargill.
Hmm. Nah, man. I mean, maybe she's asking for these matches, or maybe like they're pitching them and just like this is what they want. I don't know. I don't want to assume like, oh, this is what they're getting forced to do. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother story.
And here, MJF versus Daniel Garcia. That's cool.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one too. I love Daniel Garcia. It's good to see him back on TV.
I like how people are taking it more seriously. Like before, like I even with his goofy dancing gimmick shit, I always still kind of took him seriously. Like I thought he was pretty cool.
Oh, dude,
Uh,
yes, he kicks ass.
yeah, but now he's like being taken even more seriously, and yeah, I think he could have a good match with MJF again. I wish there are so many more people like Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs,
Hmm.
Ricky Starks that could be doing shit, but whatever.
It is what
It's
it is, man. I just hope they don't. I hope they don't make this match like 10. I mean, this card like 10 fucking matches.
well. Then I saw here, Mercedes Monet has to defend the TBS title against. It's actually Hikaru Shida at AEW All Out because I know just last night while we are recording this at Collision, there was a four-way women's match to see who would fight Mercedes Monet at All Out, and
Hmm.
Hikaru Shida won.
Nice. That they're on time. I'll be right back. I mean, I like Hikaru Shida. Do I think she's gonna win? No, because she don't have creative control. But hopefully that is a performer that can actually give Mercedes Moné like an actually good match. That's what I'll hope for. But yeah, I know Willie Nightingale got a good match out of Mercedes Moné. Um, and it sucks that I talk about her that way because I fucking loved Sasha Banks. I thought she was badass in WWE and kicked ass, but for some reason, man, I don't know what it is. Like it's just like, my appreciation for her is kind of like dropped. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, and I've never really had that much for Sasha Banks in
Mm-hmm.
WWE. I always thought she was attractive. Like that's about it. Because I felt like during that same time you had Charlotte Flair and other women wrestlers that were like even better or just
Mm-hmm.
as good. Even like Naomi was
Mm-hmm.
fucking more athletic to me, but just wasn't as over.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, nah.
Boys will be boys.
but yeah, that's all out. That'll be on September 7th, and I'm sure they'll have a lot more last second matches announced. Right
Oh
before
man,
then.
just keep it like 7. That's a good match size. That's a good card size. But I mean, so far the matches that are announced, they sound really good. I think
Yeah.
they sound pretty good. I was like, man, I would have rather bought this pay per view than I would fucking All In, man. If I would have known.
Speaking of other pay per views or PLEs, we did have Bash at Berlin that happened as we were talking just yesterday on Saturday at 11. I think it was 11 a.m. Central.
11 in the morning. Yeah.
So yeah, the first match on the card was surprisingly the WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. And Cody Rhodes defeated Kevin Owens. What do you think about this match?
It was pretty good, man. I love Kevin Owens so much. It's hard for me to shit on his matches. Like that's my personal bias. They work very very well together. The crowd was into it. I felt like they got a good amount of time. Um, I feel like eventually this match is going to lead up like a heel turn of somebody on one another. I want to say it's Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens has been the bad guy for like such a long time.
I feel like you could literally like these crowds from outside of the US or whatever, you could literally have like a dog shitting in the ring and it'll be like, yeah, ole
Oh,
ole
that dog is
ole
shitting. Oh,
ole.
that dog is shitting. That dog is shitting.
It'll be like 95 decibels, yeah, on the thing.
110 decibels. Wow,
So
dude, man. I'm sorry. Before we continue, me and Giselle were watching this last night because, like how I said, I was at a convention yesterday, and afterwards, we watched it together. Cause I was like, "Oh, let's watch this pay per view," and I would tell her, like, "Man, I just don't understand how they could come up with these chants." And she's like, "Well, they're in another country, babe. It's like they're used to it." I was like, "No, but it's like it's kind of creative, you know? Like I don't understand like where it comes from or like how they all plan it out, you know?
mhm, mhm, mhm.
Because it's like here, it's like everyone just sings fucking Seven Nation Army. Like it's like that's
Yeah.
so basic. Where over there, they people will sing fucking oh my god, who sings that song? Give it up, baby, give it up. Na 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 na. Everybody
I
wants
think
your
I
love.
know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
Oh man, dude! Like they'll chant, they'll sing songs like that. It's like, man, dude, how the fuck do you come up with that, man? It's crazy. It's more of an appreciation for like these foreign crowds because you never have shows or like big pay per views or
Mhm,
PLEs now, like over there in
mhm.
other countries. It's kind of a good change of pace that they're doing something different.
No, yeah, I agree. And I'm not shitting on the match like that. A dog could be whatever shitting, and they would cheer. I'm just saying like they appreciate more because they don't get them as often,
Hmm.
nearly as we do. So, Yeah, no, it was a good match.
Hmm.
I would say I'd give it maybe like 4 stars.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm
yeah.
I'm I'm not the biggest fan of Kevin Owens and the whole angle of like, oh no, I don't want to attack his knee because it's not
Hmm.
fair, and it's just like that's kind of stupid. Like, it's the champion. Like, why wouldn't you take advantage of
Yeah, I
any
remember
sort of
he hit
exploit?
his knee once, and I don't know if you heard like the crowd like pop big for it. They're like, yeah. It's like, dude, like they were fiending for that shit, man. But I guess it's something different because you're used to like the heel versus face dynamic. I mean, it is what it is. Like I'm kind of opposite of like what you stated. It's like I'm a huge Kevin Owens fan. I always loved him when he first arrived. I liked him in the Indies, but I feel like he is the one wrestler who has like the most common sense out of everybody, and I think he's just like unironically funny sometimes. Yeah, I think like the last SmackDown they had, like some tag team came out. I forgot what it was. I think it was Grayson Waller. He's like, how dare they? He's like, they don't have adrenaline in their souls. But he's like telling Cody Rhodes.
That's funny.
Yeah, man. But it was a good match. I very much enjoyed it.
And I just wonder, like, why anyone? Because you look at like Gunther or even AJ Styles and Randy Orton and how fit or ripped they become, and Kevin
Mhm.
Owens just stays like a chunky dude wearing a wife beater T-shirt. It's just like
Hey man, I'm not even complaining about that, dude. It's like I'm fucking overweight. I can't do any of that shit either, man.
I'm just like, come on, I want to see my wrestlers not look like me. Yeah, no, I want to see.
No, I want to see him look like me, man. It makes me believe I could do a backflip if I wanted to,
But then they
which
start,
I can't.
but they start losing. Nah, I don't know. Uh, the regular man. Here, the next match, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defeat the unholy union to win the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. What do you think about this match?
I thought it was okay. I'm surprised that they won the tag team belts back. Excuse me.
But
Woo, thank you, thank you.
hmm
I'm surprised
hmm
they won the belts back, but I feel like to me personally, I feel like this match didn't have like a lot of build up to it. Well, then again, it's like I'm always working during the weekday anyway, so maybe it's just like my personal opinion on it. But what about you? What did you think about it?
I thought it was all right. It's like you could see Jade Cargill getting better as you watch her matches like progress. Like
Hmm.
she's getting better little by little, and I don't know. You could tell Bianca Belair's doing all the work because she was the one in there, and fucking Jade Cargill is the one who gets the hot tag. So they're like waiting to have her come in and do the least amount of work. And but even like with Jade Car or Bianca Belair, like she's fucking buff and fit and strong as fuck too. Like I don't see her being the weaker of the two. Like she's just as manly as as Jade Cargill. Like I don't know, like couldn't really believe it that she was being like manhandled by these two chicks, but
Hmm.
otherwise, like it's all right. I see Jade Cargill getting better, and I hope they want to keep like building her up as a star. And I don't know. I hope she keep learning because it seems like she's learning in real time.
Yeah, and two, shout out to the other tag team, the Unholy Union. I'm a fan of Alpha Fire. She can actually like sell like fucking crazy. Like if she's like in pain or like just like limp body, like GTA crashing a car and then you limp out of the car crash. Like kind of like that. She's good at ragdolling. But also as well, like she does some really good moves. Like a lot of like not knocking on the women, but it's like you don't really see amongst in the women's division anyway. Like like tornado DDTs or like flips and stuff, or like backbreakers and shit like that. Like you don't really get to see that stuff amongst them. But I felt like it was good for what it was for what was delivered. You know.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'd give it like 3 stars.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too. Like so, like it's passing, but it's not
yeah,
not in a bad way.
yeah. No, it was an okay match, and I don't know. I always the beginning of Jade Cargill's entrance where it's like a storm is coming. I always just
Hmm.
wonder like what they mean by that. Like, is she supposed to be like Storm from Marvel, or like I don't.
You know what? I would think the same thing too. It's like, oh my god, it's Storm, it's Halle Berry. Uh,
Well, they were doing the same shit with Sting, right? With winter is approaching. It was like Game of Thrones, and
Winter is
Sting would come
coming.
out
Uh huh.
with like snow and shit. Ole, 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 ole. Ole, ole,
Shitty,
ole,
shitty. The dog is taking a big shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
ole. Next, we have CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a strap match, and CM Punk defeats Drew McIntyre. What did you think of this match?
This match, along with the main event, was probably my match of the night. Um, maybe I think maybe the main event's probably like a little bit higher, but this was they work well together. Like they make it seem like they really do fucking hate each other, which is great. My only gripe is like I hate that they added the stipulation to where they have to touch the four corners because it's like if this is like a blood feud that they're having, it's like just let it be a regular wrestling match, but like with the strap. Because I know the Fiend and Daniel Bryan did it like years ago, and that match fucking kicked ass. It was a good match, but it's like they could. I mean, they still did a lot with what they could do. I don't have anything negative to say about it.
Yeah, the four corners thing cracked me up. It made me think of like a game show double dare type shit. Like grab all four corners and then confetti would shoot out and slime would hit the other
So, oh,
person if they
grab the
lost.
red flag. You got to stick your hand up the giant nose to grab the red flag. Go tag bomb, go tag bomb.
Hand it off, hand it off. No, I don't know, it was weird just the way that was. But yeah, it was a good match. I appreciate that there was like no title or anything. It was just, a feud,
Hmm.
and yeah, no, I would give it like 4 stars, I'd say. It was a
Yeah,
good
I'll
match.
get like 4, 4.5. Like, well, maybe 4. It was a good match, but I felt like eventually they're gonna have another blow off match with like a bigger stipulation.
Yeah, no, it was a good match. I have nothing. There was a few like little random mistakes here and there you could
Hmm.
see, but that's just nitpicking. Otherwise, like I said, it was a good match. I feel like the right person won to continue the feud,
Hmm.
and yeah, no, it was good. It's good to see CM Punk healthy.
Dude, I know, man. The one thing that blew my mind was that he got busted open during the match. Do you remember that he got busted open?
No, I don't remember.
He got busted open, I think, from like a headbutt or something. But he was bleeding quite a bit. And then at the end of the match, like all that blood was just like magically gone. Like if like he didn't get busted open. And me and Giselle, we were talking about, I was like, where the fuck did all that blood go? Like he looks great.
That's what happens in Berlin. It just
Oh man,
disappears.
this shit's funny. They got spirited away.
Next here, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan in a mixed tag team match. And Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, the Terror Twins, I think is what they were calling them, defeat
Uh-huh.
Dirty Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. And I didn't even know. I was like, will they still do mixed tag matches? I had no idea they were gonna do a
Dude,
mixed
I
tag match.
know. This is like the first one in years, right?
Yeah,
In a
yeah, yeah.
long time. It was this match was pretty good. The crowd was hot. I popped big when Rhea started attacking Dominic. And like that crowd was just hot for that shit too, man. And then like she started choking him out with the legs like in the corner. I'm just like, this lucky motherfucker.
when I saw mixed tag match, I was like, dude, Rhea is like the second strongest person in the ring. Like,
I
like,
know.
like
Like the top
she's
two
able.
strongest people in this match are on the same team. Like
Yeah, Yeah, like I was like, what? Like Rhea could literally fight Dominic and Liv Morgan, or Dominic could fight. I don't know, like it didn't seem very mixed to me. Like I don't know, but they still had to call it a mixed tag match, obviously, because
Maybe the quote unquote mixed tag match part came from like their races, you know?
Oh, I get you. I get you.
Yeah, because Liv Morgan, she's from New Jersey,
Yeah, Rhea Ripley's Australian, so
Australian, Puerto Rican, and Dominic is from San Diego. Yeah,
yeah,
it makes
yeah, yeah.
sense.
No, there's that does sound like more reasonable than
Hmm.
than the actual gender thing,
It's more
because
it's more inclusive.
yeah. It
But
sounds like you're categorizing them whenever you use the genders, but when you use races, it sounds better.
what sounds a close one. Now, what did you think about this match? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I always enjoy Damian Priest. Like I like him, but I feel like I'm supposed to not like him. So it's
Hmm.
weird seeing him as like a baby face. Uh it's funny how Dominic keeps like getting more and more heat. Like you think he would get the most heat the last time he got heat, and he just keeps getting more and more. Like because
I know,
even
man.
even with this whole him getting choked in the corner, like guys are gonna be like, man, fuck that dude. Like you just said, I wish I was that dude.
I
So
wish I was me.
you feel even more heat for him. You
I
know,
know,
so
man, this motherfucker. And then what you call it? Two is like he's making out with Liv Morgan. I'm like, this motherfucker. And then you see pictures of him and his real wife, and I'm just like, this motherfucker.
yeah. You think like that he's hated as much as he can be, and then something happens, and you're like, man, fuck that dude.
Dude,
Like,
I know. I can think of a whole list. It's like, man, dude, you don't know how bad I wished Liv Morgan would give me a plate of chicken tenders, man. Like that's the dream, you know. Like I
so
wish Rhea Ripley licked my face. I wish she took me out with their legs. I fucking hate this guy.
so yeah, for that, like he's doing everything right. Um,
Hmm.
and I like the when they did that stereo. What do they call it? The stereo razor's edges was pretty cool.
That was cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, like the right people won because it was like believable. If the other team would have won, I wouldn't have. Well, I would have believed it because whatever their team's called, if it's still Judgment Day, they all came out and interrupted. But
Hmm.
it was good that they won because I don't know. It was a fun match for there being no title on the line or anything.
Yeah. I wanted to bring this up to you, but I'll bring it up now because I remember seeing the tweet. Before I mentioned the tweet, I was like, we should do a segment on here where we go on Twitter and we see like a shitty wrestling take and like we just talk about it, right?
Uh-huh.
And like just roast it. Like I feel like that would be funny because like today I see a bunch of dumb shit on Twitter every fucking day, wrestling
That's all
wise.
it
Like
is. Yeah.
it's all it is, dude. All it fucking is. And it's like, how the fuck are you gonna have Liv Morgan as champion where she's not even believable as champion? Like she's not even willing to fight Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's stronger. Like I don't know. It sounded like a boomer take. You know,
Hmm.
where it's just like, dude, that's her character. Like she's supposed to be cowardly. She's supposed to be a heel. It's like, yeah, she beat Rhea Ripley, but that was because of the help of Dominic and a fucking steel chair. Like
Hmm.
it makes sense. But I mean, I'm using that as an example. That wasn't the worst take I've seen, but I've seen like a bunch of fucking like shitty fucking takes. It's like we got to make a segment where we talk about some of these. It's like and just talk about how dumb people are.
Yeah, I'll have to start bookmarking that because I do see a lot of fucking dumb takes. And even not just like from like random Twitter accounts, but from like esteemed people. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
I might have one here. I'll have to see like with Eric Bischoff or something where he says something about AEW selling out Wembley, but not maybe not selling out Arlington or something for All
Uh huh.
In. And it's just I don't know, like it's like dude, you and your buddies killed WCW. Like
Yeah, it's like,
You're-
don't you work a corporate job now? You work an office job? Like, don't you work at a post office?
like it's weird to ask like someone who has like, oh, I'll tell you why their business failed. Well, what's your like? How do you know how? Because my business failed too. It's just like,
Right.
why do I want your advice?
I know it's like you're the last person I want to be talking to, man. But with this match, I probably give it like 3.5, 4 stars. It was good.
Yeah, I'd say about the same for me, like three and a
Mhm.
half. If I had to half it, just like I said, with no belts on the line or anything, it was still pretty good.
Yeah, definitely, man. It kicked ass. I very much enjoyed it.
Hmm. Fucking dominate.
Damn it!
And lastly, the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther versus Randy Orton, and Gunther defeats Randy Orton. What did you think of this match?
So during this match was when my caffeine pill started to wear off, but I finished the match. I'm very proud of myself.
Oh yeah.
Um, I just fucking love Gunther, man. It's hard for me to hate Gunther. Like he just kicks ass. But it's like you're so used to seeing his matches, and to be like, oh, dude, like he's gonna beat the fucking shit out of him. But it's like it's kind of crazy to see how Randy Orton was like a major test to his ability, because like they're like, oh, like he's slithery and methodical and maniacal, whatever the fucking words they use. But like Randy Orton was actually like breaking him down, like with on his wrist or like doing the simple like backdrops on the announcer's table. Like it was all working, and I'm just like, damn, dude, like Randy Orton is beating the fucking shit out of him. And I was surprised it went on for a long time. It
Yeah,
was
it
a
was a
long
long
match.
match. It was a long match.
It was a long match, but I wasn't bored. Like I was very much invested. The spot that looked crazy when they were on the stairs and he did the backdrop to the announcer's table, that looked fucking crazy. And I like the spot at the end when Gunther was trying to get the headlock in, but then he lets go and fucking chops the back of his neck, and you just see all the sweat just like splatter off.
No, this
Wow.
this was a good match. Like you said, it was like surprisingly long, and the crowd was feeling it, even though it was the end of the pay per view. They were like rowdy into it,
Mhm.
yelling out their German whatever propaganda that they were yelling. But
Was that
not
the 99 red balloons? Yeah.
yeah, they're just like what is that one song? I remember hating you for loving me, riding on the metro.
I don't think I've
Dee-
heard that one. No.
dee- 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 dee. No,
I start crying. That was beautiful, man.
no, but yeah, no. Gunther was badass. Obviously he had to win this match. He won it in his hometown or home country, whatever. And yeah, no, I think Gunther fucking. I like how they shook hands at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
It was great. It was a great fucking match. Like
I probably get
everything
like
about
four
it.
and a half.
Yeah, no, I'd say it was like I'd say 5 stars. It was a good match.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. I just love Gunther so much, dude. Like he fucking kicks ass.
Hmm. No, I think he deserves to be where he's at, and I hope he eventually gets that Cody Rhodes match because he deserves it way more than like Solo Sikoa or whoever else.
Oh, dude, I know, man. So, man, I hate math. I hate math. Man, fuck math, bro. I hate math.
Tweets are forever.
Hell yeah, man.
But no, it was a good PLE. It was nice and short, like I said, or at least the version I watched. Because, like you, I watched it after it had already aired. So who knows if they edited stuff out, like with CM Punk. Oh, he's bleeding and the blood's gone. So
No, actually, it wasn't. It was still there.
I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Interesting.
Times are
No.
changing. We're progressing as a nation.
But that was Bash in Berlin. That was cool. Moving on to news here. I know you had sent me this. We had sent me all these here. AEW Grand Slam Australia is set for February 15th, 2025. Um, is that a good thing? I don't remember which one Grand Slam is.
Grandson, I think that's just a regular AEW show. Like, it's not a pay per view. I know that because I want to say February 15th. That has to be like in the middle of the week. Let me double check real quick. Wow, before
And this is the one that includes the bacon, the eggs, the pancakes,
no,
the
this is the one. It's
biscuits.
nothing but Vegemite,
Oh my god.
Vegemite, kangaroo, alligator. The
um
the 15th is on a Saturday.
okay, so it's got to be like it could be a pay-per-view.
Now they'll probably add matches to make it like a big fight feel, but that's good for them. Like hopefully they're able to sell it out. I don't know how big Sun Corp Stadium is. Let me see. Sun Corp Stadium. It is a cricket field. Oh.
Oh, so it's huge. They're all about cricket over there.
Oh my god, it doesn't want to tell me. Let me see. Capacity? Oh, there we go. That works. 52,500 people it could hold up to.
Damn.
But that's during like a regular like football soccer match that they have over
Okay.
there.
Okay, so they might cut it in half or do something.
Yeah, cut it in half, cut it down to like 10,000.
Yeah. The math checks out. Cut it in half to 10,000.
Man, but they got a lot of stuff planned for the future. Hopefully they're able to like execute it and they pull big numbers. Like I just want them to do good like with their business.
Yeah. No, I just wonder. I don't know. That's what already coming up next year. That's about 5 months away, 6 months away.
Hmm.
So we'll see what who's champion then or what. Because I heard with Brian Danielson, what like he's saying whenever he does lose the belt, he's essentially retiring. So every match he wrestles is a retirement match.
Damn, like Ric Flair, like Old
Yeah.
Yeller. Old Yeller, I'm not Old Yeller. Ah!
That's sad. I don't know. That's why I'm like, I wonder who's gonna dethrone him, but we'll see. Hopefully, it's not anyone uh, like a CEO or something.
Hopefully not like a fucking Jack Perry or a Young Buck.
I wouldn't mind if Okada beat him though.
Oh, that would kick ass. I think that would be badass. The match. I don't want to see Brian Danielson retire ever.
Yeah, yeah. No, I hear you. But Okada, that'd be cool.
Hell yeah.
I'm so sorry you retire, bitch.
Oh no, I pushed the wrong button.
It's so funny.
Oh,
Uh,
so hot.
whenever there was that, do you remember that point where he hugged Orange Cassidy in that match, and then he
I
like looked
just
up and yeah, and then he just like hit him or something.
dude, that shit's so funny, man. That cracked me up.
So that shit's so funny. Uh, next year on the news, as announced by his son Gunnar Yudi, the legendary Psycho Sid has passed away at the age of 63 after a battle with cancer.
Man.
Yeah, dude, I feel like every week for the last like 3 or 4 weeks, someone's died, and we've started the episode. We didn't start it this time with the death, but like someone has died like every week. You know?
Uh-huh. Um I'm just googling it real quick because I don't know what type of cancer he had.
Mhm.
Uh, in April of 2021, Psycho Sid was diagnosed with stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which was linked to Roundup weed killer. Although although he never told anyone about his fight against cancer, Sid lived his life to the fullest, attending the gym, boxing classes, making appearances for his fans, and of course T-ball games for his kids. Man, it's such a shame, man. It's always sad to see like wrestlers go, especially like if it's a wrestler who's like not problematic.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like it,
crazy. If it was linked to the Roundup killer, because that shit was like a huge fucking class action lawsuit that Roundup
oh
killer
really? I
pursued.
didn't know about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, yeah, where like people, they have like yards the people who keep up with yards, what are they? Like
Uh,
yardsmen or
um, oh
do
my
it for
god,
profession,
yeah.
where they would use that Roundup and it was told that it was safe for them to like breathe breathe in, but it wasn't. It would actually caused them cancer, and Roundup had to pay quite a bit of fucking shit and change their chemicals and stuff.
Groundskeeper.
Groundskeepers. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
God, man, dude. But it's just a shame, man. It's like, may he rest in peace, rest in power. Hopefully, like, peace amongst his family.
Yeah, yeah. No, he was a pretty cool wrestler from what I remember, and
Hmm.
all the stories I've been hearing, like on YouTube of him, there were nothing but positive,
Yeah.
and funny. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, it's like I'll see some of his clips. Like, I don't know. You ever seen the promo where he talks about, I'm more the man than you are, and I got half the brain that you do.
Yeah.
Dude, and he tried to cut the promo. He's like, I'm sorry, can we start over? He's like, we're live. Said, oh, okay, then we'll hold on. No, dude, he kicked
uh,
ass, man. What a man, dude.
yeah, legendary. Rest in peace.
Hmm.
We have here next. Let's see here. Rikishi once again speaks out on WWE's booking of Jey Uso. Let's listen to this clip here of Rikishi Fatu from Off the Top Pod.
Well, you know what? It comes from the head of the corporate table. As far as I posted out on my social media about this matter with I like to call my son the Yeet Man, and I mentioned this is no favoritism to him or just anyone, but as wrestlers, as a wrestler that's been there, put in work, and you can see the outpouring of love and support from the fans, whether it be Jey Uso or somebody else. And that was my question, the same thing that you're asking, because I want to know, what is it that this kid has to do? We can see he's probably the hottest intro when this kid is coming out. The fans, you talk about the fan engagement, you see it. We all see it. But yet, when it comes to time to give this kid his flowers and let's do business, why was it my son handled with Money in the Bank? Why could he? I mean, where's the guy that won the Money in the Bank? What is he doing now? What business sense does that make for a company to let the most exciting guy, a guy that is not a liability, a guy that shows up and shows out, a guy that does his job? What is it? Does it hurt the company to even give this kid a shot?
So I'm gonna stop it there. I think he kind of rambles the same stuff. But yeah, he's not being Rikishi's like, I'm not being biased or anything, but my son, and then he just goes off on like how he thinks he
It's
should be.
all not. It's all not because as he's my son, but as a performer. But how come they didn't give this to my son?
Yeah, and he's not a liability. But is he the one that got the DWIs, or am I thinking about the other Uso
Dude,
brother?
it's so funny. I'm just googling it right now. I put which Uso has the most felonies.
He's not a liability, and it's like I don't know about that. And then and I'm gonna end with this on my part, but like the hottest entrance, that's debatable. I mean, he does have a hot entrance, right, where
Mhm.
everyone's eating and stuff, but like a lot of the performers are over where they like get just as big. Seth Rollins, like you could
Mhm.
look at Seth Rollins, who is not even getting as much opportunities. I mean, he's injured right now or whatever, he's taking time off, but he's like the person that does the job, doesn't mind putting over other people, and he's over all the time. Like people will sing the shit out of his song like for 5 minutes unless you stop them.
Yeah. This article was posted by Vendetta or sportsmedia.com, but this is from 2022. It is Jimmy Uso. It says Jimmy Uso was arrested for DUI back in July 2019. He was booked after being pulled over and declined a sobriety test. He was said to be driving erratically, quote unquote, swerving left and right. Uso had been given two previous DUI charges in 2011 and 2013. He was further arrested in February 2019 for an altercation with the police officers. His case went to court in the fall of 2019, pleading a quote no contest to interfering with a government employee in exchange for paying a $450 fine. The other stuff, it's just like, oh, what he was currently doing, like in the WWE. But it's like, my dude, just don't drink and fucking drive. It's easy, man. It's easy not to do that, man. It's fucking stupid. Well, that's the wrong brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And,
I was
off
about to
topic.
say it's Jimmy.
They
But
both look
yeah,
the
no.
same.
What do you think about Rikishi saying like, "Hey, they don't fucking book my son right," but I don't mean it personally. I mean it professionally, but they're not booking my son right.
It's. I feel what I don't. I hope this doesn't happen. Is that Rikishi accidentally says something stupid and it books the downfall of Jey Uso?
Yeah, I think that's the joke going around that maybe they have it here in the comments. Maybe not. I saw like one that said, "Oh, here's the next Jey Uso championship match," and Jey Uso had gray hair like all over him or something,
Oh
like he
my
was all old
god.
or something.
Nah, dude, it's I understand it's a father that wants the best for his kids and everything, but it's these weren't like bad. Well, I don't know. The Money in the Bank thing was a bad booking decision. But I mean, it's paying off, you know. Like Jey Uso's still getting like good matches. He doesn't need to win all the fucking time.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, he
yeah.
doesn't need to be Orange Cassidy. That's the last thing we need. But Jey Uso, he's still hot, man. Like the people,
Mhm,
they love that. Like what you said, they love the entrance. They love his, like him hyping up the crowd. He's a hype man, but he's
mhm.
also a good performer. Like I feel like no matter what, he's still going to be booked properly. And I feel like eventually, like with this civil war, quote unquote, that they're having with the bloodline, he's going to be back into that too. And then that's also going to be another. That's going to be a big story. Like when it happens, people are going to be talking about that shit, you know. And it's. I just don't want Rikishi to say something stupid and then Jay gets in trouble for it.
Yeah, no, he and Rikishi's not in the fucking booking room when they're booking this. He doesn't know what they're doing. Like, I feel like if they had Jey Uso doing other stuff, and then you have the bloodline going on, that's too many. That's too much Samoan. Like, you gotta like spread it out. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
so he'll get his time. It's just like he was pretty hot for a while. Like, calm down, and that helped him get over to the point where he is now. But now, like, hey, we gotta have we gotta spread the love a little bit.
Yeah, I totally understand. I hope Jay don't get in trouble.
Well, I would think he'd be like, "Fuck, man, I'm in trouble, Jimmy. You think you could get another DUI and get the heat off of me?
God,
Say no more. Say no more."
say less, fam. And then the car's already upside down.
Yeah, I'm already drunk. Uh, Next year on the news, let's see here. MJK states that he heard that Randy Orton was talking shit about him during SummerSlam weekend, and then went to confront Orton with a "fuck you" reply. So let's hear what he's got to say, MJK.
Seems always so against me. It's like when I was in the ring yesterday, uh, just coming to say what's up to Logan and see what we could work out for the show, and I saw Randy Orton, and I remember seeing Randy Orton, talk shit about me, and I was like, I there's a point where I'm like, I'm gonna practice like a new version of myself, and then at 3, 2, 1, I'm like, fuck that, hey man, fuck you.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you did. I don't know where
I
you
missed
were,
that.
but I
Oh.
remember all my boys were sitting there like,
Oh no. Oh no. What
is this
happened?
real? What is this part of the script? I don't know what's happening, but it's the amount of people that
All right.
He's stuttering because he's making a story up. That's why.
he's making a story up, but the story he's making up is scaring him so much he's peeing his pants and stuttering. Like, why would you? No one would ever do that to Randy Orton, especially in the final form he's in right now. No.
Fool, this ain't even my final form.
Dude, because even before when he was like in Evolution, he was a skinny little baby boy, you know. He was
Mhm.
still scary as fuck. Like
Dude,
let alone
absolutely. And I
now.
think after the pay per view last night, they built him like close to like 290 pounds. And I'm
Mhm.
like, dude, I think that's just like pure muscle, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah,
See,
yeah.
my voice is cracking. I'm scared. Like talking about Randy Orton. But man, fuck MGK, dude. Like, what a fuck boy. And I never care for him in general, but just to be, I don't know. I feel like he's just stuttering because he's making a story up on the fly.
Yeah.
And it's like, what business does Randy Orton have to say about you? You know, to be talking shit about you. You know, I feel like he has too many other things to be worried about anyway.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know. And two, oh wait, where was I going with this? I don't know. I feel like it's just like an ego thing, man. It's he's just talking out of his ass. I really don't know what to say.
But to me, like, if I were Randy Orton, I'd be like, dude, if to MGK, if you even had a dream about you saying that to me, you better apologize. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
shoot me in a dream. You better wake up and apologize.
yeah, like what? Why are you even thinking about that with Randy Orton out loud and
Mm-hmm.
thinking that you went and told him that? And it's just like, I don't know, unless you went over and you said "fuck you" ads playing dog, you know, like all quick,
Oh
you know.
man, that's even cringy too. Like it's like after this video was going around, I know like a lot of wrestlers, like I know like Austin Creed, Randy Orton, and I think Kevin Owens as well. They all replied to like MGK, like calling him a fucking liar. Like I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Austin Creed or Xavier Woods. I'm sorry, if it was Xavier Woods or if it was Kevin Owens, but they replied with the long nose emoji.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
They say like he's just talking out of his ass, but it's like I feel like especially now, like Randy Orton's like so beloved in
Mhm.
backstage, you know, like he's gotten over his demons. He doesn't seem like that much of an asshole, but he's like more like kind of like a veteran backstage, like giving opinions about shit. It's like, why do you really think he's gonna have time to be telling you like, oh, like, hey, look at this fucking loser? Even though I probably would be saying the same thing too, because it's fucking MGK, fuck MGK.
Yeah, like at least make good music before you talk shit like that.
Ooh, man, difficulty hard.
No, but that was that. Here next on the news, Netflix tweeted out Mr. McMahon, a documentary series chronicling the rise and fall of WWE's controversial founder, is coming to Netflix on September 25th from Chris Smith, executive producer of Tiger King, and Bill Simmons, including interviews with McMahon prior to his resignation, his family, and some of the most iconic names in wrestling history, as well as the journalists who uncovered McMahon's allegations. So what do you think about this?
That's gonna be good, man.
Did you see Tiger King?
I've only seen like 2 episodes,
It was
and
good. It was
no,
good.
yeah, it was good. I don't know why I never finished it, but I didn't get to watch like the whole thing. But I was just like, man, dude, like the editing on this shit was fucking awesome. So when I heard like the producers of Tiger King was gonna work on this, I'm like, man, this is gonna be some spicy shit.
And then it's like what 6 or 8 hour long episodes, right? I think.
Yeah, 6 hour long episodes.
Here's Vince watching at home, smoking that Vince McMahon pack. What the
Fucking cigar, so
fuck?
stupid.
No, but yeah, no, this sounds great. I'm all for. I love documentaries that are well filmed, especially ones we like wrestling, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Uh
Yeah,
so
I
this is gonna be
wonder
great.
how it's gonna be compared to like Dark Side of the Ring. I mean, I really love Dark Side of the Ring, like the content they put out, but it's like Netflix is like its own category, and
Mhm.
it's gonna be good. I'm excited. It's gonna be this month too, on the 25th.
That's so crazy though that they're airing this and then they're moving the WWE to Netflix. So you would think
Mm-hmm.
like you would think like it would make people not want to watch WWE, but he's not there anymore. So I guess they don't feel like there's a conflict of interest or something. I don't know.
Got to see like how it affects the company in the long run. which I hope it doesn't. But it's like everyone's gonna tie WWE to Vince McMahon,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah, of course. He was. I mean, he still is. He's not, but he still is a unsaid huge part of it. Because I mean, look at like Bobby Lashley or some of the other wrestlers where they're like, "No, yeah, I loved the boss before, or
Mm-hmm.
the man who ran it before, because he gave me my opportunity, he gave me my chance. Like how can I hate that man? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Just gotta wait to see how it goes, man. I'm excited.
Speaking of controversies too, let's see what it says here. Nikki Garcia's husband, Artem Chigvintsev, has reportedly been arrested for domestic violence via TMZ. Um, do you know anything about who this is?
So for those who don't know, I know Nikki Garcia is formerly Nikki Bella, one of the Bella twins, former Divas champion for a long time. And her husband is a professional dancer from Dancing with the Stars. He was one of the pros in Dancing with the Stars.
Okay, no, I think I read about that, but I didn't know who he was, as far as
Mm-hmm.
like why his name matter, other than him being her husband now.
Yeah.
But we do have here the TMZ dispatch call that they obtained, and we'll try to see if we can listen to a little bit of it and see how it is.
9 Edward 32, 503, 415 verbal. 9 Edward 32, 503. Initially, this came in as the RP requesting medical, but now the RP stating he got into an argument with his wife, and his wife threw shoes at the RP. There is a child on scene. 9 Edward 32, copies. Any injuries? Affirms medical's en route. They're staging. 9 Edward 32, do you know a description of the injury? Negative, not at this time. It's hard to get info. There's an active 415 in the background. Your responsible is going to be a Nicole Garcia, born in 83. We're trying to get the two parties to separate. Attention all units, code 3 medical en route 14 Rich Shopway, Napa 0838. 9 Edward 32, 5 David 3 Napa. The RP is stating no medical is needed now. Just for further, there is a 4-year-old child on scene. The responsible RP's wife currently has a child. 9 Edward 32, 5 David 3, the parties are separated.
Yeah, so a lot to take in there. Not from what I read, like from another article, and this was just allegedly, because whatever, everything's alleged. But that Artem guy had called 911 and said like, "Hey, I got into an altercation with my wife or whatever, and I need an ambulance on the scene." And she threw shoes at me, but he didn't say, that I guess he hurt her pretty bad,
Mm-hmm.
to where he thought she was like in need of medical attention. But then after a while, he called back and he said, "Never mind, no medical attention is needed. Go ahead and cancel that. She's fine, or she doesn't need it."
Mm-hmm.
So the little like article was alleging that he had hurt her so badly that he thought she needed medical attention, and then he realized that, okay, she's fine, never mind, let me cancel that. But the cops are already en route. And it was like,
Oh my
okay,
god.
so it was pretty bad anyway you slice it, like for him to like hurt her and say, oh yeah, but she threw shoes at me, so whatever, there's that. And then never mind, I don't need the ambulance here, she seems fine.
Yeah, we don't need an ambulance here anymore. Yeah, she took the hit pretty good.
Yeah, no,
She's walking it off.
sure, her eyes are open, so she must be fine.
She's playing around the dirt right now, but it's good for their immune system. You could go ahead and go back. Yeah, from what I've read, like you said, allegedly, like, because I don't know where they live. I don't know if they live in Florida or like where this altercation took place, or I don't know, maybe it's like nationwide. But how he called 911's like, oh, I don't need an ambulance anymore. They could call off the ambulance and the firefighters who are approaching on the scene tell them to go back. But once a 911 call is made and they request assistance, like the police have to show up no matter what.
No, it makes
And
sense.
so the police showed up, and in order for them to make an arrest, like whoever was the alleged victim had to have signs of physical abuse for there to be an arrest.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, he was arrested. So I don't want to and I don't want to assume or like make allegations or anything, but it's like it's that just makes me think of the worst that happened like for Nikki Bella. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to think that happened, but my main concern is like with the child involved too. A 4-year-old baby, like that shit's like traumatic. It's traumatizing for young ones to be introduced to that shit. So all I like to say is like I just hope Nikki Bella's safe and the husband gets his justice is served in this, or maybe there's still more to the story that we still don't know about.
Yeah, but this sounds, I mean, kind of like your cut and dry domestic violence.
No, yeah, I know what you mean. It's like it's happened like behind closed doors,
Mm-hmm.
but it just sucks like hearing it on such like a publicized level where it's
Mm-hmm.
like fuck, that's Nikki Bella. Like obviously we're talking about it, so it must be a bigger thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's like I just hope like whatever, like the child's safe. That's my main thing. It's like I just hope the child is safe.
Yeah. No, of course. And that's all you do. All allegedly. Again,
Mm-hmm.
let's say allegedly. That's some better news here. According to, well, I guess better news. According to the WWE side, the AEW deal and the offers to Daniel Garcia and Swerve Strickland were considered bad for the sport because the offers are so far over what WWE perceives as the market value for both Garcia and Strickland. And this is from Wrestling Observe newsletter. What do you think about this?
I don't know. It's like doesn't that kind of it's from the newsletter, so it's probably from Meltzer, right? Because he runs the
Yeah.
newsletter.
Uh-huh.
But it's like I don't know. I don't want to take his word for what you call it, for truth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to take his word for truth because it's like it's just him talking about it. But then again, it's like if it's true, it's like WWE should pay their wrestlers, their performers more. Like if you're saying, oh, that's too high, like we wouldn't pay our wrestlers that much. But it's like, man, if y'all have the money, like I could totally afford to pay your wrestlers like X more than what they're able to get. I don't know. What do you think about this? Like, do you think it's kind of shitty, like, or it's good for Garcia and Strickland, or do you think it's just overall bad for like the wrestling business as a whole for like how much they're getting paid?
Well, and like you said, this is the Wrestling Observe newsletter, so they could just be pulling shit out of their ass and just making stuff up. But if people are willing to pay, if AEW is willing to pay that much for this wrestler or that wrestler, go for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's capitalism or whatever. You can say, hey, I think I deserve this much money. And if they're willing to pay for it, oh well, like that's how much you're worth. Like
Mm-hmm.
as far as talent goes, for these two specific talents, I think they're worth. I don't know what the deals were. I mean, we can argue all day. Was Okada worth 3 million or whatever the fuck they gave him?
Mm-hmm.
Was Mercedes Monet worth that? However much they gave her. But then when you look at people like Swerve and Daniel Garcia, especially Daniel Garcia, who's still like up and coming. Swerve, at least has won the belt. Uh, if they're worth like what was the amount then, and who's speculating what they're worth? You know what I mean? Because to the AEW people wanting to keep them there for their fans who like watching them there at AEW, maybe it was completely worth it, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe they underpaid. Who knows? Like it just depends on. I don't know. We need more details. This is such a vague statement, and it sounds like they're just making stuff up. But again, it's a that's the great thing about America. We're in a free market. Like if people are willing to pay so much for what they think a person's worth, for their talent or their personality or whatever, then they could pay for it, and the person gets paid. Like, great, awesome, you know.
Yeah, it's we don't know too much about it,
No.
and it's just like if it is true, you know, wrestlers do deserve to be paid more. You know, they're the ones putting their bodies on the line and giving us the entertainment aspect of the whole business. And that's what I tune in for is the performers. Like they deserve to get their bag. And it's like for them to be underpaid, that does suck. But then again, this is all just speculation.
Yeah, because I don't know what WWE perceives as being overpaid, and I don't know what AEW perceives as being paid just right or underpaid,
Mm-hmm.
or you know what I mean. Like, you could have a kid that really loves Swerve Strickland. He's like, pay him billions. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
pay him whatever he wants. You know,
He's right.
or what's his name? Tony Khan being like, nah, we're paying Orange Cassidy whatever he wants because he's my friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, literally, you can have whatever charge for whatever. That's just how America is. It's beautiful. It's the land of the free. Land of the free. Land of the free. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's just a weird article, like, to say that WWE thinks it's bad for business, and it's like, okay, and
Yeah, too, and it's like, you know, each company can pay their wrestlers however much they pay, but it's I feel like with how much has been exposed about WWE, you understand it's like they still got like their incentives, their sponsorships, you know, like however many t-shirts they sell, like what shows or what matches they work on the card, like if it's the main event, mid card, or like the opening match, like they could like that also varies into like their payments. Where as far as like AEW, I don't know if it's like, oh, just their contract, like they're guaranteed this much money per year, and or if you know there's also like their merch. But I know for a fact a lot of wrestlers don't have merch that gets sold there at the shows. Um, when I went to AEW last year, I want to say last year I went to AEW. I went to Austin and I wanted to get a shirt, but the only merch they had were the performers that were performing that night. So, and I noticed too because it's like the Acclaim was there, Adam Cole was there, Chris Jericho, like you know, merch wise, and then it had like the obvious like t-shirts, like oh, I was there, like AEW in Texas, like those shirts. I bought a shirt over there. It's just a regular AEW wrestling shirt, but it's like tie dye. I've worn it a couple times here. Like I bought that shirt, but it's like um, I wanted like a Swerve Strickland shirt, but they don't have a Who's House shirt there because he wasn't performing that night. And it's like that's not fair to like that big roster that you have. It's like, you know, like if you have a little kid that wants like an Orange Cassidy shirt, but Orange Cassidy ain't performing that night. So it's like his merch, like his shirt ain't gonna be up in the merch stands. Like, you know, like I'd be mad too. Like I'd be devastated. And it's like, and I don't know. I understand like they also have like pro wrestling tees like based off in Chicago, but then again, I don't know how much um how much of a cut the performers get from when they sell the shirt through pro wrestling tees. 'Cause I remember it was small, but like with the boom of like Ring of Honor and the Bullet Club, like in 2016, 2015, like their company like exploded. And now they have like, you know, legends contracts like with like Mick Foley or Terry Funk or Jimmy Hart. Like, you know, they have like their own shops there through pro wrestling tees, but it's like a lot of them are like so like mass produced of like popular wrestlers, or the wrestlers that you do want, like they barely have anything. And you know, it's like I don't know how much of a cut they're getting off of that based off of, like popularity and stuff. But that's just like a whole nother thing, like to think about it. You know, like companies are different. Like you said, free market, they can pay however much they want to pay.
Yep. Nope. It's God bless America. That's the way I see it. That's how it is. Hell yeah. But moving on to not America, this is in Canada. Some of the talent already announced for Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling over there up in Canada. Finishke Takeshita. I always forget how to say his name. Kaneshike Takeshita.
Yeah.
Athena, Josh Alexander, Miyu Yamashita, Speedball Mike Bayley, El Fantasmo, Kushida, Trevor Lee, Raj Desi, Kylie Ray, and Mauro Ronaldo on commentary. Scott Demore is cooking. That's whoever put this here. No, I mean that sounds cool for Maple Leaf Pro.
Hell yeah, man. It's I don't know, is it gonna be on TV or like just on YouTube? Like, what does the picture say, guys? I see live on something.
Triller TV.
What the fuck is that?
It's an app. I remember it coming out, and it was one of the first ones for like amateur boxing, like when they had those like YouTuber boxing kind of events.
Oh, okay. Those show on there.
Yeah, it was like one of the first streaming things to come out where you could like kind of have your own pay-per-views on there.
Smart TVs. So is it free?
Probably not. If it's through Triller, probably not. It's probably what does it say? Forge and Excellence 2-night event. So it's probably not. It probably costs something. I couldn't tell you what. But
the services distributes free to air content, pay-per-view events, and SVOD packages. All fighting, sports, and entertainment all the time. It's Triller TV 24/7, and it's free all day, every day. Oh, it's available on Roku. Okay, that's cool. My TV's Roku, so maybe I could just look it up and watch, like free on demand. I'll be able to watch it from there.
Hell yeah. No, I just remember it being there for one of the first ones for like those YouTuber personality boxing match type shits. They would have those pay-per-views on Triller. And
okay.
It was like real big, and then like a lot of companies started doing their own thing, so Triller's kind of like, kind of gone down in business because everyone else kind of has their own service now, or can maybe even do it directly, But yeah, I know that they're into that on Triller.
Would you watch this?
I'd have to see how much it is, and I mean it's on a Saturday and Sunday. I'll be off, maybe, I don't know the time difference in Canada. No, it's not really. Takes 3 years delay time to get over here. Like,
sorry about that.
But I'd have to see. I mean, October. That's still quite a ways away too. That's crazy. They're already announcing people that far away.
Man, they're doing better than All Out.
Seriously, I was like, what? That's weird to plan that far ahead. That's just strange.
Well, good for them. It's I hope nothing but best of success for them.
We have here, I guess this is a little bit more news. AEW reportedly has no long-term plans for Ricky Starks and are of the belief that he, quote, doesn't want to stay anymore. The things that seem to be overlapping is that he is frustrated with the fact that he hasn't been given a direction. AEW is of the belief that he doesn't want to stay anymore, and seemingly he's waiting his deal out, and is what people think. That is what people think. Nobody can agree when the deal is expiring. The bottom line is Ricky Starks is home. He's healthy. He does not have any long-term plans in AEW. AEW has no long-term plans for him at this juncture, and that's the situation. Source is at Backup Hangman from Wrestle Purists. What do you think about Ricky Starks not really feeling AEW anymore?
Man, that sucks, man. I mean, it is what it is. Like, people change their minds, like, change the scenery. Like, but to not have plans for him, really? It's like you got plans for Jericho and Orange Cassidy. We talk about Orange Cassidy all the fucking time. It was like, y'all got plans for them. You show them every week. Like, take one of them out and put in Ricky Starks, dude. I don't know what it is, but I know there's like a lot of speculation as well that he kind of dug his own grave, because I guess when he was talking to Copeland and Danielson one time, and like Copeland kept on like belittling him, like, but not like in a funny manner, but just more like, oh, like you're gay, or like, well, not like that, but just like talking like shit like that. It's like, oh, like, yeah, you're belittling me on like my attributes and stuff, but you stink, you're smelly, your forehead's big.
What was that like in the ring?
It was in the ring, yeah.
Is that when he called him like a dollar store rock or some shit? He called him
Yes,
something like
that one,
right?
yes.
Yeah. You're
And like
just
people
like
were just
a dollar store
speculating.
version of the rock, or he said something like that. And it wasn't, not that it wasn't true or
Uh-huh.
funny or fucked up, but yeah, that's crazy that would bury him like that,
I know, and it's like I don't really think that was anything that bad,
No, no, no. I love Ricky Starks. I still do.
Hell yeah, dude. Ricky Stark kicks ass. I love seeing him wrestle. The 2 times I watched him perform, he probably had like match of the night both times. But hopefully, oh my god, hopefully things can work out with him. I do want to see him back on TV.
I mean, I just want to see him wrestling, even if I don't want to see him in like a fucking Ring of Honor, because that's where everyone goes to
To
fucking
die.
die and shit. But even if he did the Maple Leaf Pro, that'd be cool. Or if he decides NXT, hell yeah, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like TNA, anything like that, that'd be cool.
Hell yeah, man. See what happens.
Yeah, only time will tell. No, but speaking of other AEW signings, Ricochet explains why he left WWE to go to AEW. Honestly, the biggest reason is that I've been doing this for a long time, 21 years this year. And for me, the time when I was having the most fun in my career was when I was traveling the world with those crazy lunatics in the back there. It's literally the time when I was having the most fun. Despite what people may think, it's not always been bad for Ricochet. I've had fun my entire career, no matter where I went. I've always had fun. That's not going to change. But when I was having the most fun was when I was hanging out with these guys, traveling the world with these guys, and having matches with these guys, creating the art that I really like to make for, I feel like, the Ricochet fans out there who's been, I guess, just missing the opportunity to shine. But for me, it's to have fun again and create that art again. This is an interview with Hausen Jr. via Sports Illustrated. What do you think about Ricochet's reasons for leaving WWE?
Uh, Nothing negative about it. It just sounds like he just wants to change the scenery.
Yeah, it sounds like he's been with WWE for so long he can do that. He can just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna try something new, something I want to do.
'Cause I think he was with the company for about 8 years already. I think he signed with NXT in like 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. And then for him to leave in 2024 already, that's 8 years. But I mean, it happens to everybody. Everyone just wants to change the scenery. It's nothing like negative or anything. Like maybe he didn't understand, like, the houses don't get packed, but he just wants to do something different. And I'm for it. I love Ricochet. I loved him wrestle and everything, but
Mhm.
it's just nothing but the best for the guy.
Yeah, same here. No, I just want him to stay healthy, safe, and yeah, be able to kiss his wife goodnight. And
Tuck her in.
nah, it's good if he's like happy and all that,
Hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, he just, like I said, stays safe and stays happy with the company that he's with. Who knows how long he's even there for?
Yeah, and hopefully he has fun doing it.
That's the main point. As long as they have fun, who cares, right? But yeah, I think that's the news. Well, I guess this is news here too. Tegan Knox in a new tweet expresses unhappiness with not getting booked in WWE. Knox's last televised singles match was in November of 2023, and here she puts, can't even get booked on a tattoo show, let alone entered into the speed tournament for the WWE Speed Women's Tournament. What do you think of Tegan Knox saying that?
Damn, that sucks, man. I love Tegan Knox too. She did a lot of good stuff in NXT. She had a good feud with Dakota Kai, because they were like best friends, and then they split. Like Dakota Kai turned on her, and they actually had a street fight match against each other at one of the takeovers, and it fucking kicked ass. But like they're like those type of friends that wrestle each other, but they just beat the fucking shit out of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's great. It's one of those feuds. It's one of those wrestling chemistries that they got. And I was saying that shit too, but it just sucks because it's not her. There's other wrestlers like on the card that haven't gotten proper time to shine. But I mean, it just happens like with. I mean, we talk about it AEW all the time. It happens in WWE as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'm not gonna be blinded by the fact it's like one's outshining the other. But it's like you have Tegan Knox, you had Kitana James from NXT recently. She just got caught up. They haven't done anything with her. Who else is not doing anything too recently? That guy Odyssey Jones, the one that was with the New Day. Now, um, he got drafted like months ago. They didn't do anything with him. Dijak, he just left because they weren't doing anything with him, which that one hurt because I love Dijak. But like I just want these performers to be utilized or be shown more on TV because they're good performers.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when you do this format of only having 5 matches, on a card, it's kind of hard to rotate people out to kind of put everyone on display.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's hard to show when there's so much talent. You know what I mean? And I don't know, what is Tegan Knox? Is she NXT or is she actually on the main roster?
She got drafted to the main roster, and that's the thing too. It's like I don't know how long she's been drafted. And I don't know if she's on Raw or SmackDown. I want to say Raw, but I might be wrong. I feel like I am wrong.
I mean, I feel like as long as she's getting paid, I'm satisfied for her. But I get it. I get the frustration, but I don't think tweeting about it's gonna make things better.
It's like it's not AEW, man. They're not gonna put you in a match next week.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's the right way to go about it. But what do I know? I don't work for either company, so maybe that is the squeaky. Maybe the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right?
Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. I miss seeing her on TV too because she just kicks ass as well.
No, there's a lot of talent that, like I said, or like we've said, is just like, man, I wish they'd use it more, like Shinsuke. You know?
Oh man, that hurt.
Yeah, for real. There's a lot of talent.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly, here on the news, I think so. Batista says he misses wrestling but doesn't want to tarnish his storybook ending. So let's see what he has to say.
Last match, did you know it was going to be your last match?
I did. I just didn't tell anybody else, and then
Nobody.
because I didn't want it to be I didn't want it to be a big ordeal. I didn't want to, go out and do the tour and give a speech. I wanted to have my match, and I wanted to call it a career. So I wanted to go out on my own terms.
I want to see your last match.
Yeah, it was great. I'm really proud of it. It was in New York.
And you won.
I lost. Yeah.
You lost.
You got to go out on your back.
Got to go out on your back.
Just like the Killers did.
Yeah, so whoever's going to be there,
Did you know you were going to lose?
I did, yeah. I knew, yeah.
Is
that
that
was
how
the
it
way I
works?
wanted to go. This is like a dream for me. This is why it's so perfect. It's such a romantic way. And wrestlers don't get to choose the way they go out.
Yeah.
I did. I went out on my own terms, the way I wanted, with the guy I wanted to go out with.
Yeah.
And I will never tarnish that. It's not that I don't miss it.
Yeah.
I miss the crowd. I miss the energy of the crowd. I dream about walking out and hearing my entrance music. But I know if I do that, I will just tarnish my storybook ending, and I'm just not willing to
Have you
do
been
it.
really close to going back or being very tempted?
Oh, good question.
It's it's always temptation because I miss it, and every time I hear my music, I just I want that feeling again. It's like a drug. It's and
I want to know what your music is.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, it's
is
good.
It's great.
It
Just
I don't
fires
know
me
much
up.
about wrestling, and I'm
Yeah.
realizing this now.
And
Right.
he does this thing during his entrance where he has like a
Yeah.
machine gun.
Really?
It's pure adrenaline. Like I will never get that anywhere else.
So what do you think about Batista saying this about his last match being, that was it. Like he liked how it ended.
The one thing I liked about this clip was that Chris Van Vliet and Batista, they're just geeking out about wrestling, and the chick is just trying to I don't understand what's going on and everything.
It's cool that she sounds like she does care though. Like she's like, what? I want to know. I want to see. I want to be a part of it.
You know, wrestling's fake, right? It's like the Undertaker is he still alive?
He was never alive. No.
What? But you could just tell, like, Batista's still, like, so passionate about the business. Like, he still misses it and everything. And, I mean, I wouldn't want him to come back because he seems pretty happy with
What was
how
his
things
last
have been.
match? Do you know what it was?
He said in New York? Was that in New York? It was in New York. It was WrestleMania 35 against Triple H
Oh,
in
okay.
the like a no DQ match or like unsanctioned match or something like that. And yeah, that was his last match. He did lose, but it was good. It was a good match. I mean, no, it was just long. I remember it being long. And I don't remember it was good or not, but that was the time when WrestleMania had like, 16 matches and it started like 4 o'clock, did it into like 11:30.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a lot to take in, and like this match was just placed like in the middle of the card too. So I mean, people were still hot about it because it's Batista. He has a badass entrance theme, but I mean, hopefully he's comfortable with where he's at. But you can just tell like he does miss it and everything.
No, yeah, it sounds like he still cares about it, but yeah, you have such a great ending. Why do you want to like just kind of like, well, the Undertaker, he kind of almost overstayed his welcome, but he, kind of made up for it with that bone yard
Oh,
match and all
that show is
that.
so good. I love that one.
So like, wrestler needs to know when to call it quits, and it's cool that Batista still has like the same love,
Mhm.
respect and everything for it, but he knows when like, hey, I know I went out on my own terms. I did it my way, and like I loved it. I loved the way it ended. I think it was the perfect way to end it. And
Mhm.
the fact that he's just as successful now doing all these movies and shit, that's great. I think
Mhm.
he's not here like, no, I like the way I did it, but he's like on a shoot interview just getting 200 bucks for being there, you know what I mean? Like he's doing big ass presser events where uh I think this interview came out and literally I think that Chris Van Vliet only gets like 6 minutes with him or something.
Oh no way! Only that much
Yeah.
time?
Yeah, and you know how whenever they have like how it's the set and it has like the killers or whatever it says there,
Mhm.
the movie, and then it has the chair, and people just keep okay, next person, like to interview them.
What? Uh-huh.
And yeah, I think the interview, I saw it and it said 6 minutes, and I was like, what the fuck? Did he just upload a clip? But no, it was like the whole interview because he only had 6 minutes to talk to him.
That is crazy, man. What a busy guy. But it's cool that like someone with like such like a high reputation like in the celebrity world now, like he still like that came from wrestling, still talks about wrestling and how much he loves it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, The Rock did wonders like the build up for WrestleMania 40, but like for Batista to like prevent himself from like going back, but he still talks about like, oh man, it's awesome, or like, doing all these moves and then like the crowd's like really into it and my entrance theme. Like it's just cool to hear him say all that stuff.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'd offer him all this money to come back, and he's
Hmm.
probably just like, nah, I'm good. Like I did it my way, and that's it. I'm happy.
Yeah,
So
I
that
hope I
that
hope
takes a lot.
I hope he lives his best life and he takes care of all of his dogs.
His dogs like his homies, or like no, it's real
No,
dogs,
he
right?
he has like 4 pit bulls. Yeah, they're all like
Okay,
rescues.
his dogs, like yo,
Uh-huh.
my dog, my dog. Say less.
Big
Uh,
cat.
no, but that's the news here. I mean, otherwise we got a few. I mean, yeah, we got a little bit of botches and funny stuff here. Besides all that news and stuff, let's see. Let's go to this clip here. I'm not showing it yet because I'm trying to see where I'm at. Here we go, and this says here, Bobby Lashley announces that he is now officially a Texan.
Hell yeah.
This clip.
So everybody likes big announcements. So it's time to make an official announcement Big announcement. And this announcement is I am now officially a Texan. And when I make changes, I'm always ready. Hold up. Shout out to Real Boots. So everybody likes.
How
All
the
right.
fuck does he look like he's been a Texan for years?
I mean, he looks good. I just was like, he's officially a Texan. Okay, so he moved. What about wrestling though? Like, what do you do?
Right. Let me see. I need to see where he was born from. Or like born. Shit.
In a test tube somewhere?
He was born in Junction City, Kansas.
Okay, so that's not a big culture shock.
I know. So he no wonder why he looks so normal dressed up as a Texan, man. Because
Yeah.
there's nothing but farmland out in Kansas.
Yeah, there's just as much racism there as there is here. So
Like,
he'll be used
fitted
to
just fine.
it. No, this is cool. I mean, I don't know why he moved to Texas. What other than taxes or something, you know?
Probably cheap land, maybe.
That too. Yeah.
Dude,
No,
because
I mean-
Texas is just so fucking big, man. It's annoying how big it is.
No, it's always good to welcome another Texan, especially someone as coveted, I think, as Bobby Lashley. I think he's great.
Oh no, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, he's great. Moving on here, we have an announcement. I know you sent me this. This is Lisa Marie Veron, aka who is it again?
Victoria.
Okay, let's listen to what she has to say.
So sorry that I didn't announce my special announcement, but guess what? I'm gonna cry. Hold on. I got offered a Legends contract, which is called Nostalgic contract now, and I'm so ecstatic. I'll be in the videos. I'll have new action figures, you guys. I'm WWE family. I love you. Thank you so much for just the love and just support and everything like that. I am so freaking ecstatic. You guys have no idea. I'm trying not to cry so my makeup doesn't smear. I'm at OVW show, back in my home, right back in home. OVW, babe. But can you believe that? You guys, I have a big announcement. Guess who got a Legends contract, Nostalgic contract? Woo!
You deserve it.
Oh my God! Stop.
Oh my gosh. Seriously. I'll do action figures, I'll be in the video games again. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Yay!
I was pretty happy for her, but the level of cringe and all that kind of like takes away the pride. You know what I mean?
I can't fucking. What are you talking? What's? Oh my God! I can't talk. Oh man, where's the cringe coming from for you? Because I think I figured out where it's coming from me.
I don't know. There's a lot of things because, like, I don't like her eyebrows for one. She's got some weird drawn on eyebrows.
No.
Two, like, the crowd is like not really pumped, you know. Which makes it like kind of cringe. And then that guy that's the cameraman that's like, you deserve it, and it's like, yeah, we know she deserves it.
Oh my God, dude! I hate that chant with a fucking passion. Oh my God, dude! I don't know if you just saw like my soul leave my body for like 10 seconds. Fuck, man.
Not that she doesn't deserve it, but I mean, I think that goes without saying. I don't think you need to try to start a chant, you know?
Oh man, fuck that guy. Good for Victoria. I'm happy for her.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm bloated.
No, I'm glad she's getting there. I'm glad if it's Triple H or whoever it is that's like signing all these legends back and kind of helping them out, giving them their flowers, as everyone's been saying, and they deserve it. No, I don't know. They not that they don't. It's just we don't need to hear it from the person that's closest to the camera.
I know,
Yell it
man.
out loud.
Fucking ear raping me, dude. Like with that chant.
But yeah, great for her. Great for Victoria. Next year, holy fuck, JBL just showed up at a GCW tonight and hit 2 clotheslines from hell.
What is he doing here? John Layfield with one punch takes down Effie. Clothesline from hell. John Layfield here in game.
And whenever JBL here, I got a tweet. JBL on making appearances in different wrestling companies. Everybody thinks I'm doing this for the money or because I have the itch, but honestly, I'm just recruiting for Triple H. What do you think about him saying that and him showing up in these other companies?
It's like, this guy could be a big star in WWE. And fucking just knocks your head off with the clothesline from hell. I like how it used to be William Regal, and Regal would just look from the back and like look for performers and everything. And then JBL's just like, nope, I gotta get in there and fucking see if they can take a clothesline from hell.
See if they could take a stiff fucking clothesline. It's like, yeah,
dude, that is so funny. He'll be good. He'll be good. Dude, that is fucking funny, man. It's good to see JBL just living his best life.
Just showing up in a trench coat, looking all fucking like a school shooter and shit.
Dude, you thinking like a school shooter? I was thinking like like a Texas noir detective.
Yeah, I could see that too, but I'm thinking old school school shooter. Back when trench
like
coats.
Columbine.
Yeah, not like
okay.
new school where they're all tactically full of shit, like.
And they have like body pillows of like anime women.
Yeah, or they're like multicolored hair dye. Yeah, I mean like
simple times.
School. Yeah, when things were nonchalant.
God dang it.
Yeah. Next year, Sid and Elvira. Let's see.
And they need to do more vignettes like that, dude, where it's like practical.
Yeah, that was real cool. Like where they built a set just for that, probably.
I know, man. It makes me miss like the old like pay-per-view sets, especially like Halloween Havoc. It used to be like the giant pumpkin in the middle that just had Halloween Havoc carved in it. That shit was fucking awesome.
All the gravestones around with like different names of wrestlers and shit.
Legit, I thought Elvira was the same person from like this whole time.
What do you mean?
Like she was an actual like vampire because she never aged.
She was the same person. I mean, she's not an actual vampire. I don't think she.
That's what I'm disappointed about.
But I think she is the same person. Like
today too.
Yeah. Like she still exists. She doesn't like. I think she gimmicks up. Like she'll put on the wig and stuff like that because I think she naturally has like blonde hair or something. But she's still like Elvira, like at conventions.
Is Elvira the same person?
Yeah, I can't remember her real name. It's like I don't know. I can't.
Cassandra
think of her
Peterson.
Yeah, but she's been like the same person.
Really?
Yeah.
She's 72 years old. She looks great.
Yeah, she looks fucking still good. She's like a lot of people do. I've always seen that where they have like the yin and the yang, and it's her, and then the opposite is Dolly Parton.
Oh,
it's like
dude,
this big titty chick, but she's like country and blonde, and then you have this goth girl that's like big titty but black haired and stuff.
Dude, that's funny, man. I can't believe that's the same person. That is so crazy. I've always thought it was like
interchangeable, like a different actress or something.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of another character that's like that. I can't think of one off the top of my head.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, but no, it's always been the same girl.
That is crazy, man. That blows my mind.
Next here, Jade Cargill is asked how life has been since moving from AEW. Let's listen to the clip.
That you joined the WWE. How has life been here since you arrived from AEW? And Bianca, how did you help Jade acclimatize to life in the WWE?
You know what? I'm so tired of answering questions about AEW. I'm like I said, I'm proud to be from there. However, I'm here. I'm focused on what I'm doing next. And what's next is us just solidifying, owning these tag team titles and going out there and making a name for ourselves.
What do you think of that?
I saw this clip earlier, and I know people were complaining about it because, like, oh, that guy didn't even ask about AEW. Like, he wasn't even asking about AEW. And I think
he did.
if you look at the comments right now, like, that's what they're saying. I think it's for the same post.
The question wasn't really about AEW?
The question wasn't about AEW.
Well,
yeah,
wait, let's play it. I'm going to listen to it again.
It's the big announcement that you joined the WWE. How has life been here since you arrived from AEW? And Bianca, how did you help Jade?
He says, how has life been since you arrived from AEW? He mentions AEW. Like,
but wait, but scroll down real quick, back to that comment. The question wasn't really about AEW. But play the question.
I'm gonna play the clip again.
Yes, hold on.
That you joined the WWE. How has life been here since you arrived from AEW? And Bianca, how did you?
He mentions AEW. How is it not about AEW?
But go back to the question again. No.
Like, yeah, he could have just said, "I'm yelling." Oh Jesus, he could have just said, "How are you settling in to WWE or your tag team thing?" He mentions AEW. The question's about fucking AEW. What are you talking about? Like,
dude, but it's not only that one person. It's literally everybody else in the comments. I guess what they meant is saying, like, oh, the question wasn't solely based around AEW, but AEW was mentioned.
AEW is mentioned.
It's like, obviously, like, the answer you want is to her to make comparisons between the two. It's like, you're mad because she doesn't want to talk about it? Like, it's like...
Nah, like...
Oh, my God, I don't know.
Like, he mentions AEW. He could have worded that to where it didn't mention AEW. He could have easily worded it, you know, but he mentions AEW, like, initially, right off the bat, you know?
Yeah, it's like, he could have said something like, ever since arriving, how have you been adapting to this, like, to the WWE style, and how has Bianca helped you? You know, just it. You leave it out, you know?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure she would have given you a different answer, but it's like, I don't know. It's like this narrative is getting twisted where it's like, oh, like I feel like it's gaslighting, right? It's like, obviously they're talking about AEW. No, they weren't talking about AEW. You're crazy.
It's like, dude, that they mentioned AEW. He asks about AEW. I don't know, whatever.
Oh man, but what did that first comment say? The
question wasn't really about AEW. Yeah, right. It was exactly about AEW.
God, dude. Oh
Whatever.
man, and that's everybody in the comment section. That's so nuts.
That's crazy. No, like, what is that? Oh no, that's sucking goofy. That question was completely about AEW. Like, whatever.
Oh, dude, I don't know, man.
We have here Eric Bischoff. I was talking about this earlier. Eric Bischoff says Wembley is an outlier and there's no indication AEW could fill half a stadium in the US. Let's hear what he has to say.
It's an outlier. Congratulations to them.
But why won't Texas be an outlier next year?
There's nothing in the United States that would indicate there's an Ice Cube's chance in hell that AEW could fill a stadium or even half of a stadium. They're drawing 2,500 people to their live A show. Where's the Where's the connective tissue with reality that would make somebody think that here in the United States, not in the UK, it's an outlier. It's not reflective of anything that AEW is doing right or wrong, other than flying over there and taking advantage of the market. Here in the States, where Texas Stadium is, they can't draw flies if they roll their talent in horse shit. We've talked about it. Remember, it's an outlier.
So what do you think about Eric Bischoff saying that Wembley Stadium, I guess, isn't an indication that they could fill a stadium here in the U.S.?
So is it pretty much indicating that it's just luck over there? That
Well,
they
it's
were able
like,
to draw that crowd?
I think it's them like pandering to the audience, like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I don't know, what is an outlier? Let me Google what an outlier is.
Yeah, go for it.
What is an outlier? Does not fit the overall pattern of the data.
Differs significantly from other. Yeah. Okay.
So it's just like I don't know, like something that's not common, I guess, like.
Oh yeah, so it's like all their shows like with Dynamite have been like 2,500 people, and then boom, just shoots up to 50,000.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to the 2,500.
Yeah.
You say they could do that.
So so the Wembley Stadium, it's just because they filled it with AEW All In. It's no indication that they could fill a AEW All In stadium here in the States. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Do you think they could do it? I think they could do it, obviously, but it's just like the proper booking.
Yeah, to me, it's the booking and the selling. The promotions of it. I
Mm-hmm.
think they could. But I'm on the side. I don't know. I'm not on his side of calling it an outlier, where it's like, I think it was more of them pandering to the audience because they knew, like, those countries like that, like Wembley. Well, they sold like the other last All In or whatever, right? It was the last
Mm-hmm.
one, so they
Yes.
knew like that. Oh no, the fans will come again. Like, they will, and they did. I wouldn't necessarily call it like a pattern that is like outrageous, because I feel like another All In just here in the States would sell. It would just depend on, again, like you said, how it's booked and if it's booked right, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But I think it's them pandering to the audience over there because, I mean, look at WWE with these PLEs in different countries, and they're doing so well and they're so hot.
Mm-hmm.
Before, they didn't have these PLEs in countries like that. They had maybe like dark matches, right? Or dark
Right.
events.
House shows.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing it and they're being real successful. So like, these countries are like proud that they're getting these events, so they want to show up so that
Mm-hmm.
these events will come more often.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh man, if we don't show up, they're not gonna show up anymore. We gotta represent our fucking town or our country,
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're so loud and pumped at the events, because they're like, oh man, the crowd's hot here. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to Berlin. Fuck yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
I agree with you.
Texas, yeah. So Texas, I mean, it's, I don't know. I'm sure it's a lot harder here because there's so much wrestling, like, in Texas and around Texas.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a little bit more difficult, but I still think if it's booked right and if it's hyped up right, it'll be the same thing, that they'll still fill the stadium. I don't know. Eric Bischoff just sounds like a bitter old man here, but I think,
Yeah, I think it just needs like proper booking,
mhm.
and enough time. Proper booking, enough time to build up matches, big time matches that are gonna have like a big fight feel to it, and also it's like proper promotion, like
Mhm.
of the event. Like give it like months in advance that like to be promoting the show, maybe like half a year, because I know that's what Mania does. Usually, like if it happens in like March or April, like toward the beginning of April. They usually sell it by like November, December, January, February, March, April, like 5 months in advance. And that I feel like that's plenty of time to be selling out like a stadium wide show. And they can have a packed house. I think it'll sell out. I don't think it would sell out, but I mean, it can still be packed.
Mhm.
Or maybe even then, maybe they're taking into consideration that, oh man, it's 50. Like, let's just give out a random number: 50,000 people to fill up that stadium in Texas, in Arlington. But you also got to think too. They take off some of the seats so that way they can build a stage for the performers to come out. So maybe that knocks out like 2,000 seats. I'm just guesstimating here.
Mhm.
And so it's not going to be like a full sold out show no matter what, because they still got to build their stage. They still got to have stuff for like their camera work and stuff for the ring itself. I do think they could do it, but I don't think they're going to do crazy numbers like the first All In they did last year. Like, they're not going to do 80,000. I don't even think that stadium holds 80,000. Wherever they're going to do it, I don't know where they're going to do it. I know it's not AT&T Stadium because that's too fucking big.
Oh yeah, that's too big.
Yeah. I just think, yeah, I agree with you about Eric Bischoff just being like a negative Nancy about all this.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, like, good for them. Like, I don't know. It just like wants to prey like on the negativity of AEW. But it's like, my guy, like, you ran a fucking company to the ground. Like, you're good at that, man. Good job. Proud of you.
Yeah. I know how people can run companies into the ground because I've done it before. It's like I'm the best person to ask about it. Like, I guess.
I'm gonna double check to see where this stadium's at. All in Texas. Man, I can't fucking spell. In Texas. AEW. Globe Life Field. Let me see. Globe Life Field capacity. That holds 40,300 people, and that is a baseball stadium that they have there. I guess that's home. Oh, it's home for the Texas Rangers.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've seen videos about like what that looks like and everything, and it's big for a fucking baseball stadium. But like then again too, it's like you got that whole area you need to fill up in that baseball stadium, like with seats and like I don't know. I'm just overthinking it. They could probably do it, but it's like they just can't shoot themselves in their own foot, like planning these big shows and then built the match card like a month in advance.
No, yeah, definitely just see how it builds up and what the card's actually going to be and the main event is, and it just depends. And then if they don't burn out, I mean, they did just have that residency in Texas, and if they don't burn out the Texas state crowd, you know what I mean? But I think they can do it. I really think they can.
I think so too. And fingers crossed, I hope they do. It'll be best for all the performers and everything.
No, definitely. I don't know. Bischoff's just being a bitch, and here's a special entrance for Joe Henry.
I believe in Jeff Hardy. London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in the Hardys.
That's good.
Get the Hardys! What in the Sam hell is going on?
His partners, Joe Henry and Matt and Jeff, the Hardys.
It's the matchup you never knew you needed.
Dude, that's so funny. I love that, man. I can't wait to see TNA next month. Oh wait, no, this month.
What's?
Oh
Oh
man,
yeah, you're going live right to it.
yeah, that's Victory Road that they're gonna have here in San Antonio.
Oh yeah.
Me, my brother, my friend, we got second row seats, so we're pretty excited about that. I'm gonna wear my That's All Kayfabe shirt and everything. Tag up
Hell
all
yeah.
the post-ups with the stickers and everything. I'm gonna get myself kicked out.
Man,
So
that sounds bad.
I will rush that ring. Oh yeah, right. I get
Hell
fucking
yeah.
my ass beat.
No. You just have to believe in Joe Henry.
But Joe Hendry, he's the one that fucking breaks my back and kicks my ass.
We have here next Rhea Ripley in a photo shoot for the WWE Tattooed series. Did you see this show on YouTube, Tattooed?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It was all right. She just talked about her tattoos, and I'm like, man, she's just like in underwear. Like,
Hey, dude, that's fine with me.
I don't know why. I feel like dirty. Like when I see her like this, like I feel like she should at least have a little bit more clothes on.
Hey,
But
man,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
complaining, man. It's okay. It's a free world. It's a free market.
That's true. That's true. Here we have Riley Osborne making history, becoming the first WWE contracted talent to compete in an Ultimate X match. I guess there was a pay-per-view, TNA Emergence.
Yes.
Okay. No, that's cool.
Yeah, this happened last Friday, I believe, and they had a Ultimate X match, and I believe he's from like Chase University, like the faction that's there at NXT. But that's badass though, man. That's good for the group. That's good for the exposure. You want to see shit like that. And from what I heard, the Ultimate X match was also pretty good as well.
Hell yeah. No, it's crazy to see an WWE talent essentially in TNA. So that's cool. That's even better.
And speaking of too, they're having an NXT takeover tonight. NXT No Mercy, and it's gonna be in Denver. The main event, it's Ethan Page versus Joe Hendry for the NXT Championship.
For real?
And the guy who won this match, como said, Zachary Wentz, the one that was tag team partners with Wesley, that Wesley turned on both of them. They're gonna fight each other on tonight's pay-per-view as well. But Zachary Wentz just won the X Division Championship in this match.
Dang.
So he's gonna show up with the championship belt, like, to the pay-per-view. Yeah, man. It's like, man, that's the shit I want to see, dude. That's badass.
That's cool. Hell yeah, that's fucking cool. What else is something I like to see here? It says here it feels so good to have Bayley back and her return. And zoom in on these a little bit. I don't know, man.
The shoes, man. The shoes.
Yeah, I don't know where she hides this body whenever she's just regular, but yeah, no, she looks great. I love me some Bayley.
Bayley is so fine, man. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Lastly, here on the podcast, not the best landing. I don't know why. I'm not sure why Spider-Man's there filming.
I don't know why either. Oh man, for audio listeners, it's a clip of this guy on the top rope that jumps off the top rope to the outside with this guy laying on like a sheet of plywood.
Yeah,
but
like
the way he dives head first, and so when he lands on top of the guy, but folds in half. And like the refs are there to check up on him, and then Spider-Man just walks into the fucking picture, recording everything.
Yeah, on like a steady cam cell phone.
Oh my god, that was a terrible landing. Holy fucking shit.
No, I wouldn't mind jumping straight first into Bayley though, like that.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. I'll jump in her pocket and I'll let her like take care of me. I'll be like a chia pet.
Her front pocket.
Oh yeah. Ew.
Those two front pockets. Nah. No, that's today's episode, guys. I'm good at math. No, you don't need to count it. But yeah, that's today's episode, guys. I want to thank you for listening to That's All Kayfabe. Enjoy the listeners, the comments, and all that. Like, share, subscribe, everything like that. If you like wrestling or if you just like talking nonsense, it's great. What do you want to say to the people, Gabe?
Thank y'all for joining us on our 3-hour trek on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like what Lorenzo just said, thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting that notification bell. It all supports the channel.
Yeah, no, well, thank y'all for listening. Thanks again for being here. Y'all take care. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.